There's a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Many driving ranges have turned to hitting mats, with many of them using mats year-round. But according to golf top 100 teacher Martin Chuck, hitting off mats can give you a false sense of security, giving you the impression that you're a decent ball striker. There are a couple of ways to make sure you get the most out of your practice, and he shares them in Golf Magazine. First, approach the ball with purpose. Treat every shot like you would on the course. Stand behind the ball and visualize what you want the ball to do. Then walk in and go through the same routine you use during a round on the golf course. Second, try the towel drill. To make certain you aren't skipping the club head into the ball, place the towel a few inches behind the ball and try not to hit the towel on the downswing. This will help promote ball first contact. If you disturb the towel, then you know you're hitting the ground too early. Ball first contact is imperative. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
There are many reasons to choose Gonzalez Law Offices as a dedicated trial lawyer with an undefeated record from 2016 through 2019, and you'll know that no case is too big or too small. Due to his success, hard work, and commitment to excellence, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has been listed in Super Lawyers Rising Stars, as well as in the top 40 under 40 list by national trial lawyers. You can find Gonzalez Law Office online at saclegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
It's the energy all around you. The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration. The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it. Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? Sunpoint Public Adjusters can help. Sunpoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call Sunpoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. Sunpoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sacktown Sports.
KHD-1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson. Online at SacktownSports.com or on the app. Kings, Niners, and Sacramento. The Matt and Kayla Show starts now.
It is amazing how much more on track we are heading into a show when Carmichael Dave isn't here.
I know. That's exactly right. He throws us for like a loop and then another loop before we even start.
We had a nice conversation during crosstalk. Then Jason is still having a nice conversation with us. Leaves like 2 minutes before we go on air.
Like a normal person.
The microphones are turning on and Dave is saying something ridiculous that just my brain doesn't matter.
We have to kick him out usually as the mic turns on.
And look, the crappy weather outside is a good price to pay to get Dave on a beach somewhere to get him up out of here.
Exactly.
Although here's the thing about Carmichael Dave, I actually haven't checked too much, but it used to be a thing when I worked here a long time ago. I think Christopher Laud was involved in this game. We used to do over-unders on how much Dave would tweet during vacation.
Wait,
Dave would go
this?
Yes. Like
sports content.
Yes.
Oh,
and
gosh.
like his volume of tweets increases or used to increase on vacation. The man would go on a cruise ship mid-King season and just be live tweeting anything.
You can barely even do that on a cruise.
Well, he would buy the internet package just to live to him. Go away.
That's an excuse just to not do that.
Yeah, I'm like, even this weekend, right? And we'll dive into the All-Star Weekend in just a little bit because I thought All-Star Sunday was a smashing success.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday was trash.
It was the opposite of that.
Sunday was a smashing success. I intentionally, it's been a long time, Kayla, since I have gone an entire, All-Star break weekend, 3+ days without doing any content, period. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm not opening Twitter. I'm not recording anything. I think everybody, especially in this Kings bubble.
Yes.
Everyone just needed an exhale of, go away.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just go away.
There's no Kings games on this weekend? Okay, we're going to just, enjoy ourselves.
And I'll even admit, watching All-Star Weekend was more enjoyable because there wasn't a King there.
Yeah.
Although
former King,
I did have to watch De'Aaron Fox hit a game winner, which shattered my heart a little. Shattered my heart a little bit. But it was nice to get away. I feel relaxed. I feel rejuvenated. I don't know how the hell the rest of this Kings season is going to go necessarily, but there's a lot about this NBA season that I'm excited about, and there's a ton for us to get to on this show today. We'll react to All-Star Weekend. Zach LaVine is out for a season. He had surgery on his hand, so now I feel a little bit worse about making fun of his pinky injury. Sorry. Jason Jones from The Athletic will join us. He's a former Kings beat writer for the Sacramento Bee, but we're going to talk a little bit of Kings with him, but primarily he wrote about All-Star Saturday night, and it was a dud. He was in the building, and we saw the videos. The attendance was poor. The dunk contest was horrible.
I don't want to see dunk contests unless they get revived somehow. It's getting embarrassing.
It might get to a point where you just got to take a break from it a little bit and then bring it back out of nostalgia purposes or something like that. It's been rough. But Jason Jones will join us at 11 o'clock to talk about All-Star Weekend, a little bit of Kings too. Carmelo Anthony disagreed with his article, so I'm sure that'll be a fun little nugget. Adam Silver's press conference on Saturday had less fireworks than I was hoping, but he at least acknowledged problems specifically. So we'll react to some of the things that Adam Silver had to talk about, particularly when talking about tanking teams and fining them. There's some NFL nuggets going on. The 49ers lost a key assistant. The Raiders stole another one from your Seattle Seahawks that we'll talk about. Miami Dolphins just cleaning house.
They're done with it. Their new GM is like, I'm shipping these guys out.
Yeah. So we'll get to some big names being cut. We have your Olympic Minute. You can update us on all the Olympic action. Yay! Yeah. Positivity.
We got a more positive one than Friday, for sure.
Joe Davidson joins us at 1 o'clock to break down the Sac State Hornets football program moving to the FBS, which is great. They paid their way into the MAC, the MAC, the Mid-American Conference. I have a lot of logistical questions about that, and Joe wrote about some of those for the Sacramento Bee. And then just general NBA conversation about how can the NBA continue to build upon this momentum from All-Star Weekend and going into the final. We call it half of the season. It's really the final third of the season. Yeah. So, and we watched a little bit of college basketball over the weekend as well. You have some thoughts still on Darren Peterson.
Yeah, there was tons of college basketball, by the way. Oh, and it's going to ramp up even more with March Madness right around the corner.
It's coming.
This is the best time to really start to hone in on some of these players that you might be getting here in Sacramento. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but let's just say I wasn't impressed with one point guard. I was impressed with another.
Great tease from Kayla Anderson. We'll talk about that coming up at noon during our lunch break segment, as well as should we all, including Zach LaVine, hope that he never plays another Kings game again. A game for the Kings. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, not in his career.
No, hopefully he'll play against the Kings.
Exactly.
But not for the Kings.
But not for them.
For the Kings again. Lots to get to on today's show. We're very happy that you're with us. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you had a wonderful holiday weekend. If you want to be a part of the show, you can, 916-339-1140, or you can call 1-800-920-1140. Feel free to text that, 916-339-1140. Shout out and good morning to everybody on our Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube chat. Kayla, it's been a long time since I've said I enjoyed watching the NBA All-Star Game. I thought this new format was a smashing success, and in particular, a lot of people are crediting the USA versus World aspect to it. I actually disagree. I think there was at least a player from every team that cared, and that encouraged everybody else to care. Victor Wembanyama cared.
Made it apparent, especially after that first game, that he was not happy with the loss.
He was very frustrated. And the competitiveness from Wemby representing Team World, I thought was very, very good compared to like Nikola Jokic, who I'm not using this to diminish Nikola Jokic, but Jokic doesn't care about anything. He just doesn't care. He cares about horse racing.
Exactly.
So having Wemby have that fire for Team World was great. I thought LeBron James was spectacular.
I did too.
He wasn't, hey, this might be my last go around, and I'm here as a legacy member. LeBron was very active, very
and engaged. Like, I liked LeBron, too, and I loved Kawhi, obviously, because of just his performance, but he was playing hard.
Yeah, LeBron, I thought, set the tone for the old team, which Stars, Stripes, I got it all mixed up, the blue team. And then for
Stripes,
And then for the red team, Ant-Man. I know he talked about, like, not caring too much, but he played like he did care.
Yeah, for sure.
So, look, smashing success for the NBA to get that interest back.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how they build upon it, but I really, really enjoyed Sunday.
So, Matt, and I'll even start from, I'm going to give NBC credit. So I really like at NBC back in, cahoots with the NBA.
Yep.
I thought really the presentation of All-Star Sunday with the game, from the introductions with having the Round Ball Rock and John Tesh actually perform live, that was awesome.
That's dope.
That was awesome. And then, like Brandy doing the national anthem. We've seen so many flops with national anthems.
Fergie.
Yeah, in all-star games. And I thought that was incredible. And it really just set the tone from the start of the game to the actual performance on the hardwood. Like, everything was really good, I thought, in terms of the production and then obviously the play. Just the whole night, I think, was really, or day, I should say, since they're playing now in the day, was really good, besides, what we'll talk about later with the actual audience there.
Mm-hmm.
But I still felt energy,
Yeah.
From the TV side of things. I liked the interview with President Obama during the, the hat, or the between
games,
in between games. And then I loved Devin Booker, when he ran into Obama, and then, Michelle was there and they were kind of having a little chat. I thought, like, those are the moments that are cool that aren't planned too, that I enjoy.
A lot of the fun of All-Star festivities have been the videos of the stars that are either not playing, and I'm not talking like celebrities, because we see celebrities at every Knicks or Lakers game or whatever. It's the NBA players that are spending their break to go and check that out. And of course, I always laugh when I go back and watch vintage dunk contests, because then you'll see like LeBron on his flip phone recording something, or like Shaq is using like a camcorder to record, and you're just like, what? You guys look like
I love the camcorders.
I know,
because I had one,
and it was cool back in the day to have those. But it's like, you always look like such idiots now, but it's hilarious to me. You can get this video wherever you want.
Yeah,
Where do you have your
like
camcorders?
They've got all their
courtside?
stuff out. By the way, it's Dave Tesh, not John Tesh, in terms of the the guy that created it.
I like the courtside moments. I like kind of those fun things. I don't like, was it last year that, it was in the Bay where they had like Kevin Hart be overly involved, and you're like, okay, go away.
Like, that kind of seemed a little fake.
I'm glad they went away from stuff like that. The most shocking part of the weekend, though, was Team World going 0-2. Like,
I know.
How did they lose? I thought for sure that roster was stacked and gonna ball out. Granted, they're missing some players, right? SGA didn't play. Giannis didn't play. But still, like, World going 0-2, especially with how the first game started. They win the tip and Wemby throws down a dunk and then hits a three, and it's 5-0 World. I'm like, okay, here we go. USA is about to get wiped. Nope.
No, USA came back, and again, that was the old head teams first, I believe.
No, it was the young team.
Or sorry, that was the young team first playing them.
Yep.
So for them to come back and win that game, and then for Wemby in the second game to have, look, it was the right guy to give it to. Like, he was the right guy to take what could have been, game winner, and he misses it, and you just saw, like, he was so mad when they went through the line. You could see his face. He was, like, so frustrated. Mm-hmm. But it's, as much as it sucks for them, it was good to see that, like, that meant something to what is the future face of the league.
Yeah.
Or one of them, at least.
And having, like, we know the circumstance of the game. Winning the All-Star game is nothing compared to winning a Lombardi Trophy. No. And most of these guys are going to be competing in the playoffs against each other. Friends today, enemies tomorrow, in some capacity.
Yeah.
So I'm not expecting them to go hard and play to the same level. But competitiveness is intriguing. Mm-hmm. We care about these athletes, not just because they're unbelievable at what they do. Like, larger-than-life figures who are born with an innate ability to play the game, and multiply that by 10 with their work ethic to continue to improve upon it. But the root of the game is competition and competitiveness, and to see these larger-than-life figures care enough to create the moments where they shine the most. Like, it's cool to see guys hit threes from the logo and stuff like that, but I could see someone hit a half-court shot every once in a while to win a car. Yeah. Like, what makes these guys different is when they switch into that mode and then they start putting on a show the way Kawhi Leonard did. 31 points in 12 minutes.
And he was doing everything right. And he was driving to the basket. That's why I loved Kawhi's effort.
Yes.
It just seemed like he really wanted to play.
And it wasn't like we've seen people score 40 points in an All-Star game before because it's layup lines and then they're chucking threes from the logo unguarded. Who cares? That was Kawhi going, Yes, he got a steal. Yeah? No one's going to stop me.
No.
That's fascinating. When you see them at their best, and they're not just doing it against worse teams and quote-unquote lesser competition. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but we've seen Kawhi lock down player X, Y, or Z and then get a steal and dunk. Great. If he's stealing the ball from Ant or whoever the hell and it's like, wow. Yeah. What a moment. And we got that a lot. And you got a lot of moments in 3 or 4 highly competitive games.
Yeah. I'm not one for really sitting down and watching intently an NBA All-Star game in the past, right? I would catch parts of it, I'd have it on in the background. But obviously, like, watching it specifically this year and just to see if it was actually better from the product in the past, I think from game 1, and I know game 4 wasn't as competitive and the old guys were a little tired.
Yeah.
But I really did feel the energy. I felt they wanted to play the game. They were playing for maybe a little more pride when playing against the world, with both the Stars and the Stripes teams when they did that. And I think the reaction we saw on social media, and I know that's not the end-all be-all, but there's a lot of people that do react, and people were really positive about what they were seeing.
I think the general feel was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, this is competitive. This is interesting. The defense wasn't locked down.
No.
But you saw switching. When's the last time you've seen switching in the All-Star game? Like,
ever?
Switching on defense, guarding out beyond the perimeter. Basic fundamental stuff that we don't see the Sacramento Kings do very well.
Right.
but most teams can at least do it. And we saw elements of that during the All-Star game, which to me is intriguing. 2 questions that I have for the future, though, and we'll dive into this a lot more towards the end of the show, too, right before crosstalk with Whitey and Allen. But number 1, do we need a 4th game?
No.
Do you just do round robin the way? Because if that was the case, the old guys, that's so disrespectful, blue team would have won.
But I almost felt like they should have won.
Yeah, they beat the young guys with the game winner by De'Aaron. And then they beat World with Kawhi going crazy.
Right.
Now, I understand if there's a 3-game split and everybody goes 1-1, then you probably need a 4th game. But 4th game should be, if necessary,
pending.
I suppose.
I think so too, Matt. I mean, I get they're doing like a full game in its own right. I don't care. I don't care about that. Let's just do 3 and then pending 4 if it needed.
I think the 12-minute format is great because everybody can be locked in for a quarter.
Exactly.
Be interested for a quarter.
Yeah.
I don't know if you needed the 4th game unless, barring the circumstances, if necessary. Because if you had told me the old guys won because they won those 2 games back-to-back, then I would have been totally fine with that. I do understand, though, the 4th game for the 4th 12-minute quarter to give you a full NBA All-Star experience. I get that. The second question that I have is, now that they won't pleasantly surprise us again. Mm-hmm. So now going into next year, there's going to be the expectation of bare minimum, is this game the same level of competitive? Or can they even take it up another level compared to that? Mm-hmm. And I'm not trying to doom forecast or anything like that and make negative now on what was, I felt, a very positive night for the NBA. But can they do it again? Like, can they get the players to care again? Can they get the fans to be engaged, newly engaged again? Because now there's expectation.
Well, also, let's bring in, what is a true fact in reality moving forward. Some of these guys are not going to be around much longer in terms of playing. Like, these old heads, these Stripes that I thought played with passion and were really fun. I mean, some of their time is limited in terms of how many years they have left in the league.
I think the 3 teams, World, Young, and Old, is perfect.
Yeah.
I think that part's brilliant, especially with the landscape right now of not just World trying to take over, but the passing of the torch, the old guard, the young guard. There will always be some element of passing of the torch. We don't know what tomorrow's stars look like, but you could talk me into 3 years from now, Kawhi at the end and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum at the end are trying to knock off one last time Darren Peterson and AJ DeBonsa and whatever.
Sure.
Like I think that dynamic will always exist, but will one side care enough?
Yeah.
Because again, LeBron, like I was very, very fascinated with how much LeBron cared.
But yeah, that's what we're talking about, Matt. In my eyes, like we're talking about LeBron James.
Yeah.
Like this guy has been a staple in the NBA, whether you like it or not, for a long time. And sometimes it is always hard to match a star power like that in the league that has carried, so many good things about the league and brought so many eyes to it. And even as much as like, if you don't like LeBron, just watching his presence there at the game and watching him care at this point of his career, that is hard to match. And sometimes, it's never going to be matched.
It is necessary to say too, Steph didn't play. And Steph on the floor immediately adds another element because Steph can pull up from wherever. And had he done that the same way he did for Team USA, where he was pulling some ridiculous shots, but not because it was, hey, I'm messing around as the All-Star, but no, this is a good look to me. I got to hit this shot. I think if we get that level of Steph Curry in the All-Star game too, immediately the interest will go up. But to your point, how many more of those does Steph do?
Does he have? Well, he's going to be in three-point contest next year, which is great to see. Did you see that shot he banked in pregame? Yeah. He's just fooling around and he just like hits the shot from the corner of the set. That was insane.
He hit from. Are we talking about the same one? Because there was a different one too, where it only took him 4 tries from like the TV set in the corner to hit a corner 3 or something. Is it the same one?
I think that's the one.
Because he was hitting ridiculous shots all weekend. It's like, just give Steph the ball, and if he's in the gym.
was up there. Carmelo
was up
there.
Okay, we're talking about the same one. Yeah,
I'm just like,
dude's a freak.
Must be nice.
Dude's a freak. Watching Steph, I've said this before, and I know it's gotten me in trouble with Kings fans. Steph is my favorite player to watch, period.
Right.
Just period. And he's going to be, him leaving is going to hit me harder than LeBron leaving.
No, I get that. And especially because that's exactly the generation you grew up watching. And he changed the game of basketball.
He changed the game. But if you are ever lucky enough to come to a game early enough to watch Steph's pregame routine,
I bet it's insane. isn't it the same every single time?
And he shoots all the way, all the way back to half court, and then like he's just I've watched where his shooting routine pregame took 5 minutes because he didn't miss, and you're just like, he's insane.
Just different.
He's unbelievably gifted.
Different.
So Steph being in the All-Star game will certainly help too. Now, I know you've learned this already, Kayla, and listeners will not be shocked at all to know that there's always a bit of emotional Matt that watches things, especially when it pertains to the Sacramento Kings. This season has been terrible for Kings fans, period.
You don't say.
Like, from how horrendous this team is to... We had the NBA Cup final feature De'Aaron Fox's Spurs. It's Victor Wembanyama's Spurs. Yeah, but De'Aaron got them there because Wemby was out for a large portion of it. De'Aaron got them there versus Mike Brown's Knicks, right? So that sucked. That was like a showcase that night of the incompetence of the Sacramento Kings organization.
Yep.
Then you have De'Aaron Fox as a last-minute add to the All-Star game, which was the same way he made the All-Star game as a King. And remember, he was the only player in that All-Star game in Utah not to score a single point.
Correct.
Because he didn't care.
Exactly.
And then he goes and hits a game winner and has this moment with LeBron where Bron is doing his three-point celebration with him. And Fox is everywhere. And again, it is a showcase of, damn it, Sacramento. Like, I know he wanted, and we don't have to open this can of worms. I know he wanted out, but it's the Sacramento Kings that put him in a position to where he wanted out, especially by the firing of Mike Brown. We don't need to open this can of worms again. If you like De'Aaron Fox, don't like De'Aaron Fox, doesn't matter. Look where the Kings are at, and look what De'Aaron Fox is doing on All-Star Weekend with LeBron freaking James. De'Aaron said on social, he's like, I'm going to frame this photo and put it up in my house. Like, sometimes you don't need the context. Just look at surface level. And surface level is everybody who leaves is doing great. And everybody who's still here wants to leave.
And I'm going to bring a little bit of counseling to the table right now.
Please
because
do.
this is, I'm having flashbacks of Titans fans and these situations where they'd have their players leave. They'd go on to bigger and better things. And sometimes it amounts to success long-term, but most of the time you're in such a bubble at the moment because your team is so bad and your team is going through so much turmoil that looking at these people's success short-term is very, hard to do.
Yeah.
And you see it almost magnified where it's probably not as bad as you really think. And eventually, when things are better here, you're not going to be saying, well, what's De'Aaron Fox doing?
Sure.
And maybe this will come again before you guys get better in terms of Keon Ellis. He might have some moments in the playoffs, guys. I'm just trying to.
Oh, he will.
I'm trying to put that out there that you're not hurting again and not expecting it.
We know.
But, it's one of those, it's magnified so much because we're in the moment of rebuilding.
Sure. 100% right.
So,
1,000%
But I get what you're saying because guess what? It's the first thing I thought about when he hit the game winner as well. What are these Kings fans thinking right now?
Listen, I'm not saying that my feelings are not stupid, but they're real.
Yeah, and that's what we like about this show is we're going to express the feelings.
And De'Aaron's not hitting that shot and in the moment thinking, could have been you, Sacramento.
Exactly. Or saying something in the camera hey, screw you, Sacramento.
Oh, boy, would that have been so poetic in so many ways. It's just part of it. It's just part of the pain, part of the struggle. And you're right. If it works out, if they get the number one pick, I'll promise you, if they get the number one pick this year, by the summer, we won't really be talking about it anymore now there's a reward there.
Yeah.
But right now, Kings, we're all looking like there's reward to
good
anything.
To talk about.
Our reward is Dylan Cardwell.
Right.
And we love Dylan Cardwell.
Exactly.
But we need more than Dylan Cardwell now. So, yeah. But All-Star Weekend was a success. Switching gears to the Sacramento Kings, Zach LaVine, his season is done. We'll talk about his season-ending hand injury. Doesn't mean or hand surgery, doesn't mean anything for the Sacramento Kings. Really? We'll talk about it. Matt and Kayla just getting started here on this Tuesday edition of the show here on Sactown Sports.
What's cracking? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and Woodland. Chad, tell us what's happening for Ram Truck Month.
Well, there's no better time to get a Ram than Ram Truck Month. Right now, save up to $15,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 1500 crew cabs. Or save big when you take advantage of the $7,000 Hoblet discount and get 0% financing for 60 months. You'll save thousands in finance charges on top of the huge Hoblet discount.
Yeah, I can't even believe 0% financing is an option at the moment.
It's not an easy thing to find nowadays, but we're always looking to help you save money. Plus, with over 400 new Rams available, you can save big on your perfect Ram. At Hoblet, we focus on you and helping you get the Ram you need.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
15,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 1500 Laramie after 8,000 factory rebates and 7,000 dealer discounts. Rebates may include 2,000 select inventory bonus cash on select inventory, 1,000 SFS bonus cash, must finance through Stellantis, 500 on the job upfit, must show eligible upfit. Private net savings, see dealer for details.
Join Sactown Sports downtown before every Kings game and pick up an In Shape Fitness Kings Rally towel while supplies last. If you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong. Start the year strong and join today at InShape.com.
You remember me from a show called And Joe? I'm back on the radio, Sacramento. It's Joe Mommy, and when you need your new country fix, join me weekdays from 6A to 10 for the Pat and Cody with Joe show on New Country 105.1 KNCI or on the free KNCI app.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton and Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton and Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
So All-Star game, I won't say weekend, the All-Star game was a success. All-Star weekend, Adam Silver's press conference was kind of good. All-Star Saturday night, not good. At least Dame Lillard got his moment, even though he hasn't played a single second of basketball this season. The celebrity game, didn't care. Rising Stars game, didn't care. In general, I thought it was a win for the NBA. But now we turn our attention to the remainder of the season. And of course, a heavy Sacramento Kings focus here in Sacramento. And we know that we will not be seeing Zach LaVine again.
None of that.
Won't be hearing that. Well, you might hear that song, but not in relation to one Zach LaVine. He is out for the rest of the season and is having surgery on his hand, which I assume has to do with his pinky injury. Mm-hmm. Although, look, in Utah, we saw them shut Jaren Jackson Jr. down. He needs to have surgery on a tumor that's not concerning, but an issue in his knee.
Right?
Handle it now. Right now is a good time to handle it. But we also know the Utah Jazz right now are incentivized to handle it now. The Kings are in the same boat with, hey, Zach, you have any kind of issue, you need any kind of thing done, now is the time to do it, my friend, because we don't have any interest in really having you play for us. So you can acknowledge both sides of the coin, Kayla. The Kings don't want Zach LaVine to play necessarily, but obviously there's some sort of ailment enough to have surgery, so it's not like it was just a sore pinky that maybe some of us, was making it out to be.
It's one of those organic words. I love this word because I think it's going to play out throughout the season, going back to how they are handling things. And I do feel like the difference between a Sacramento Kings team and a Utah Jazz team right now is not saying that Jaren Jackson Triple J doesn't really have an injury but if they were really, really contending and not really wanting to tank, I feel like he's playing.
Sure.
For the Kings, like they're just this bad and they've been this bad from the start of the season.
Yeah.
And the way that they've kind of had things in their favor is it has organically kind of like happened with all of these things just not working out or injuries that have kept certain players out. And then other players, the youth are now playing. You can get them experience. And so it just did seem to feel like it made sense for a guy like Zach LaVine, who has kind of been weighing down the team at times, to actually just sit him, have the surgery, and then we'll see what happens from here on out when it comes to the contract. But it's weird. I just look at the Kings, and maybe it's because I'm close to the situation. I look at them so different compared to some of these teams that are really trying to tank just to tank. Like the Kings are just bad, and they've been bad. So now you can kind of take advantage of having this guy take a surgery break and this guy sit, whatever. So
coming up at noon, we're going to talk about how I think all parties are hoping that Zach LaVine has played his last game as a Sacramento King. I think it's all parties.
Yeah, no offense to Zach, but This is not a fit.
I think it was what Zach wants. I think it's what Zach's camp wants. I think it's what the Sacramento Kings want. But he's obviously going to pick up that contract, which I don't blame him for doing that. It's almost $50 million.
You can't just
so he's going to pick up that contract. But hey, man, you try to get yourself to Atlanta during the offseason. If you want to try again, be my guest. Let's figure out how we get this done. We'll talk about that at noon. But if I'm Doug Christie, I'm very happy to see this. Not because I feel any sort of way about Zach LaVine. This is one less mouth I have to feed. This is one less distraction, and I want to be careful. Calling Zach LaVine a distraction is not like he's being any kind of toxic way in the locker or anything like that. I gave Zach a ton of credit because when the Kings played the Cavs really well here in Sacramento and almost won that game, Zach was one of the biggest cheerleaders on that bench. Zach has a great relationship, it seems like, with his teammates. I'm not suggesting any type of thing.
Yeah.
But for Doug, it's, okay, I know that I don't have to worry about finding 20 to 25 minutes for Zach LaVine now.
Exactly.
I know DeMar's going to keep playing because DeMar never stops playing. I know Russ is going to want to continue to be out there as long as he's healthy and available to go, and Russ has been dealing with that ankle injury a little bit as of late. But hey, Neat Clifford, light is as green as it's going to be because now it's just one less obstacle for Doug to have to handle, which right now I think Doug is handling enough to where take some of that off of his plate.
Yeah, and take some of it off of his plate that's not then him being questioned, is he doing this because it's his opinion, or is it Scott Perry who's telling him, the front office telling him? The more you take away those pieces, like you mentioned, naturally, the more easier it gets to understand what's going on. And pretty much what's going on now is you're going to play the youth, and you're going to get them the minutes, and they're going to hopefully develop. And it happened with Schroeder, being able to unplug him from the jam, and now LaVine's unplugged from that too. Now, you hope to get maybe a couple of these pieces back healthy, to see like a Keegan Murray, to see if he can combine with DeAndre Hunter, and we can see some of that other stuff for the future. But it does make it a lot easier, at least from the optic side of things, of why this is happening. Not just is this his choice as a coach at Doug Christie, or is this another choice? You're just seeing the youth develop at this point.
The best way to put it is Zach LaVine, the player, is not a distraction. But Zach LaVine's presence as part of this rotation is
a problem.
And you can say the same thing about Russ, and you can say the same thing about DeMar.
Sure.
One or two distractions is fine, or one or two things that stick out like a sore thumb with this rotation, that's fine. Yeah. But when you have 3 or 4 of them, now you're getting to a point where you have to pick a side. And Doug has balanced this entire season, veterans versus youth. And obviously the best answer is I want them to coexist. But if you have too many of each kind, you can't, someone's got to not play, so you can't make them coexist. So again, not having Zach here, not having him available to play, frees up Doug rotationally, frees up Scott Perry in terms of you don't have to answer questions when you're trying to shop him this summer of why didn't he play? Well, because he's not any good. Perfect. Or anything like that.
That's a good point there.
And you free yourself up from the league going, you got 23 games left. You can't be sitting Zach LaVine for 5th finger soreness for the final 20-something games. I don't know how many games they have left. It's in the 20s.
It's in the 20s somewhere, yeah.
Regardless,
too many is the correct.
Exactly, 100%. Too many. And you can't, the league at some point is going to go, look, we're probably not going to fine you $500,000 like we did the Utah Jazz, but we have to knock on your door and go, why is Zach LaVine's pinky so hurt? If you're just going to keep him out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it's making things more clear. Like I said, the optics are easier for whether that be another team to be interested or just the fans to see what's going on. What I will ask you is, with things being more clear to us and not having to ask as many questions on why is this guy getting more playing time or whatever, this is now going to be displayed, though, for the final whatever games are left in the season. Mostly young guys out there. Development still needs to continue, and there needs to be more development with some of these guys, including Neat Clifford, who is going to be probably starting a lot of games. If we're not seeing that, are we then putting this in with our questions about Doug Christie?
Yes.
That's what I think could expose something like that as well.
I think, again, I've not been given any indication that Doug Christie's job is in any sort of jeopardy right now.
No, and that's not what I'm saying, but it is going to overall be put in the big picture of things,
correct,
right?
Because I wanted to preface that before I talk about, I do think the rest of this season is his audition to be the coach that the Sacramento Kings need him to be right now. I think there's always going to be questions, and rightfully so, about can you win a playoff series with Doug Christie? Certainly, can you win a championship with Doug Christie? We're not even close to even talking about that. Right now, the question is Doug Christie the right coach to develop this young team and start the rebuild? Mm-hmm. Because if the answer is no, but you're keeping him around for one more year then what are you doing?
Yeah.
So if the rest of this season, let's put it this way. If you're playing the young guys primarily the remainder of this season,
right,
and they go like that homestand did, where they were competitive against Memphis but lost, really competitive against LA and lost, super competitive against the Cavs but lost.
Yep.
If they play like that, let's say 75% of the remainder of the season, 80% of the remainder of the season, I think Doug Christie is for sure going to be the head coach of the Kings next season. But if the majority of the games, or even half the games, go like New Orleans and Utah did before that break, and I do think the break played a part. I think everybody in that Utah
was like
game,
throwing the towel in.
Everyone's like, we are ready to get as far away from basketball as possible.
Yeah.
I bet Doug felt that way to some extent.
I would think so.
But we can't come back versus Orlando on Thursday and them get their ass kicked. That can't be the precedent. Be competitive on a nightly basis. You don't have to win, although getting a win or two every now and then probably is good for morale, but you have to be competitive on a nightly basis. And if these young guys, you can't find a way for them to consistently be competitive, why should we trust you to be able to consistently develop whatever rookie comes in plus whatever moves you're able to make this summer?
Yeah, I think that's a good point for it being, again, you're not getting indications that he's not going to be here, Doug Christie, next year. That's not what we're necessarily speaking about. But this could play into the overall picture. And you're right. We've seen drastic differences in the play in the last couple of weeks before the All-Star break. Mm-hmm. Really good play in that home stretch where the games were actually fun to watch. And I remember our conversations about, man, these rookies are fun. This is actually creating some excitement, even though the games weren't being won, to the opposite of just blowouts and disgusting basketball that checked many people out in the first half.
Yeah.
There has got to be more of the plus side of that. Again, don't have to win the games necessarily, but you've got to show some, like, this is positive. This individual's having some moments. The team's having some moments.
Yes.
Because otherwise, that is going to play into the bigger picture of Doug Christie's future.
Yeah, what you said there at the end, it's twofold. It's individual improvement. Neek, Max, Dylan, Devin. Individual improvement. We hopefully will know by game 82 they're a lot better than where they're at right now, or at least substantially better, or noticeably better.
Yeah.
And then for Doug, it's this team is responding to you, and we're not just wasting our time here. Because next season can't be a waste of time like this season was. This season has been a complete waste of time.
Not when you're going to have one of the top picks.
Yeah, it just cannot be. It is an absolute waste of time this season. We can't go through another year like this. The organization can't go through another year like this. But what we can do is listen to a bit of Q&K. Kayla's got a question for us coming up after the break to wrap up the first hour of the show. Then Jason Jones of The Athletic joins us to talk the All-Star Weekend at 11 o'clock. You're listening to Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Ready to free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Power outages are happening more often and lasting longer than ever before. A backup generator is a very smart move, but gas generators, they're loud, heavy, and emit harmful exhaust. The Grid Doctor 3300 solar generator from My Patriot Supply is different. It's portable, silent, and safe to use indoors. And when you order a Grid Doctor 3300 from MyPatriotSupply.com, they'll include over $800 in preparedness supplies absolutely free. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com now and get prepared. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now during our President's Day sales event. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Come celebrate at Stockton Honda and get huge savings on our giant selection, plus top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing, mechanical bulls, and food trucks. Make it a lucky night out of live country music and dancing for your crew. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Bar None Auction, Sky River Casino, and Trex Decking and Railing. More info at CITPFest.com.
When life calls for a little extra, a kitchen upgrade, paying off debt, or that dream vacation, Valley Strong Credit Union is here to help. With a Valley Strong home equity loan, you can tap into your home's value with competitive rates, flexible terms, and local guidance you can trust. Get approved in as little as 5 minutes, with funding in as few as 5 days. Your goals are within reach. Visit valleystrong.com to get your offer today. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 456506.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like payroll manager.
Hi, my last paycheck was all in Icelandic krona.
You are welcome.
Welcome?
Given the exchange rate between the dollar and the krona, you're technically a millionaire now. Don't spend it all in one place.
I can't really spend it anywhere.
There's always Iceland.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9. Restrictions apply.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Welcome back into Matt and Kayla. We're back after a needed all-star break for everybody. Needed for everybody. And
Rest, recovery.
And it was an all-star weekend that ended with fun basketball, Kayla. That's the best part. It ended with fun.
Didn't disappoint.
And it made you, as a basketball fan, excited for the start of the remainder of this season. And I know the Kings aren't going to be any part of postseason basketball, but I am very intrigued about some of the postseason matchups that we're going to get, whether it's Spurs and Thunder, how Cade Cunningham and the Pistons do. We have a painful reason to watch the Cavs now with Keon, right? So I'm excited for the remainder of basketball season.
Yeah.
Very little of that is the Kings, but
I know,
that's where
but we
we're
have to reach for something. We can also reach for college basketball and getting excited for some of these teams that are going to make their March Madness, I guess you could say, no pun intended there. Because right now we're starting to really get some good matchups, especially in the Big 12. Shout out Big 12. I mean, this is great basketball this season in this conference. So my Q&K actually has to do with college basketball. So
well, that's a good transition to it. Javier, stay on hold. We'll get you after Q&K with Kayla Anderson.
So I am going to do a little setup here, Matt and Kyle. I am going to set up the soundbite, and then I'm going to ask my question after. But we all probably, if you follow college basketball, if you don't, here is what happened this weekend. Kansas State fired their head coach, Jerome Tang, for cause because he went on a little rant, let's just say. The last place Wildcats have only one win in the very, very talented and very great Big 12 this year. It's his fourth season. But after the loss to Cincinnati, and I'm talking a blowout loss, y'all, he lashed out and talked about the players and the presser. Here's how it sounded. Kyle, hit it.
Hey, I'm gonna honor Christ like I always do. Blessed to do this, but this was embarrassing. These dudes do not deserve to wear this uniform. There will be very few of them in it next year. I'm embarrassed for the university. I'm embarrassed for our fans, our student section. You know, it is just ridiculous. We got practice at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we will get this thing right. I have no answer and no words. So y'all got two questions. So whoever want to ask two questions, I'll answer them to the best of my ability right now. But right now, I'm pissed.
All right. Well, he didn't have that chance to meet at 6 a.m. He doesn't have that chance to turn it around because Tang got fired. And obviously, I had mentioned it was with cause. He reacted saying he was disappointed with the university's decision. He disagreed with the characterization of his termination. There we go, Kayla. So my question to you guys, was it fair for the university to supposedly fire him for this situation? Because that's pretty much what it was. They didn't say because it was the losses or the bad season. This is what they said they fired him for. Is that actually legit? Would you have done that as a university? Or is it foul? And he shouldn't have been fired for just pretty much saying what it is. His players, his team was not good.
I vehemently disagree with this idea that coaches can't speak their mind and wear their emotions on their sleeve. It's something about American sports in general that you have to be buttoned up. You have to be above this. I thought it was refreshing when Doug Christie took to the podium the way that he did earlier in the season. Now, what matters is the actions afterwards, because if it's just talk, it's just talk. When listening to that clip, what made me cringe was he's directly saying these players don't deserve to wear this jersey. He's very much separating himself from it and going, this is their fault, it's on them. And where I feel that is most damaging for a coach is not that you've clearly lost the locker room and lost the plot and you still have a month at least of the season to go where you have to deal with that awkwardness. It's how does recruit X, Y, and Z feel about playing for you knowing that you've isolated your players in the past. So let's put it this way. I think if the university uses this to clean house, meaning we're getting a new head coach, we're getting some of these we're going to get these players out of here, we're starting afresh because clearly this situation's become toxic, I'm for it. But if you're firing a coach because he's expressing his frustration simply because we don't believe, I don't think anything that he did there was that unprofessional. I wouldn't have said the things that he said, but there's frustration. It's a results business, and coaches are often the first ones thrown to the side based off of results. Well, the players got to play too. So,
and by the way, to that note, these players are all making money now. Let's not forget the NIL, especially in basketball. There's not as many. They're all making a good amount of money. And so their effort matters because they're also getting paid.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. That's a very good point too. I'm fence-sitting a little bit.
It's hard. It's a hard one, right? That's why I asked the question.
I will say a coach expressing himself and expressing his frustrations at a podium is very fair.
Yeah.
I think some of the things he said were foul. I think it's fair for the university to fire him if it is in a clean house motion towards the future, not we're blaming him for the loss. Correct. Or we're blaming him for the situation, because it's not just him. Kyle's on the phone. Sorry. So.
Okay, so 11th North in the YouTube chat. You can give your thoughts on this if you want. He said, I would have wanted to see the player's response before I fired him. And that's kind of what you had alluded to.
We also don't know if there was any preconceived. Has there been a disconnect between coach and the players before, and this was the boiling point? Because obviously, if they're playing this poorly, there's probably issues happening. And what we don't know is maybe players have gone to administration before and gone, this is not good.
It always can be a point.
It's always easier to fire one guy than it is get rid of a bunch of players in the middle of the season. So
yeah. By the way, it was I was trying to see what the difference was in terms of the points that night, but it was bad. Like, it was a complete whooping. And I think immediately when you're a coach, like a tough-minded old school coach, it's not throwing chairs necessarily anymore.
Yeah.
That didn't get him fired.
Yeah.
But it does get you fired now if you are to speak your mind. And it is a little bit of like what we're living in. It's just what it is. Like, unfortunately.
So to answer your question, he didn't get fired because of the rant. Now, the university's going to try and claim he got fired because of the rant, because that's what they're going to try to do to avoid paying him, which is not going to work. They're going to have to pay him.
Pay him, by the way.
Well, they're trying to do it by cause, which means they wouldn't have to pay his $18 million buyout.
Well, then what's the cause then, Kyle, if it's not this?
No, that's what they're trying to claim is the cause, but that's not going to hold up in court. They're going to have to pay him. They fired him because of the one win. This was kind of like the final straw, I guess I would say, of like, we're not going to have you face the players anymore. We know this thing is over.
Yeah.
Like, let's just get it done with now instead of at the end of... Like, if this rant never happens, maybe he coaches to the end of the season and then gets fired after the Big 12 tournament. But this was, I think, more of like a final straw than like a this is the exact reason why he's being fired type of situation. So I guess to answer your question, like, yeah, it's fair that he got fired. His team kind of sucks. And the whole rant part, I'm like, I don't love when the coach talks to the players that way because there is a power dynamic to it, but...
They're getting paid now, Kyle.
No, totally fair.
They're not just players anymore. They're professionals in their own right.
Yeah, I guess it's just levels to it. Like, I'm less bothered by Doug Christie doing it, even though, I kind of heard that. I'm like, dude, it's game 11. What are we doing here? Than I am with him and a bunch of like 18 to 22-year-olds. Maybe I'm less bothered by it than I would have been 7 years ago if he had done it to the kids not being paid, but I guess there is still levels to it.
Yeah, it's a sticky one. I know there's a lot of thoughts and opinions out there. I've heard some of the ESPN analysts that are former coaches go off on this, and they're saying like he shouldn't have been fired if it is something for kind of exposing the players in a way. But I do get the other side a little bit, like saying that they're not deserving of wearing the jerseys. I think that was more of an emotional response at the time.
That's where it got a little personal.
Right.
And what I hate is an idea that coaches aren't allowed to be publicly critical of players.
Right. I want my coach to be that.
I personally hate this idea of, hey, not everything, if we disagree with each other on this show, if we disagree with anybody on social media, if we are not happy with the performance ourselves or somebody else, whatever, it does not have to mean that we do not like each other.
Exactly.
And that was a big thing with Mike Brown and De'Aaron Fox. Mike and De'Aaron, very close. Mike held De'Aaron more accountable than anybody else publicly, and De'Aaron was cool with that because of a preconceived thing between the two of them. And then Mike got fired, and everyone blamed De'Aaron Fox for it because it had to have been Fox. And that's just a Kings example.
Sure.
I hate this idea that as long as it doesn't cross the line into personal territory, a coach should be able to step to a microphone after embarrassing loss and go, that was unacceptable. These players need to own that, just like I own it too. Like the high road is a cliche at this point. You don't have to take the high-end professional road all the time because it's just empty words at some point.
And maybe the players had been in the ears of the athletic director and so on and so forth.
There clearly was a disconnect to some extent.
Woof.
Javier, Sam, I see you on hold. We'll get you to start the next hour before we get to Jason Jones of The Athletics, so stick around. They want to talk some Kings basketball. We're going to talk Kings and All-Star Weekend with The Athletics. Jason Jones coming up next. Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It's the energy all around you.
Lightning and the thunder.
The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration. The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Join Sactown Sports Downtown before every Kings game and pick up an In Shape Fitness Kings Rally Towel while supplies last. If you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong. Start the year strong and join today at InShape.com.
It's President's Day sale time at Big O Tires. Now through February 22nd, buy 3 tires, get 1 free on 4 select in-stock Big O brand tires with installation purchase. Plus, you'll get our industry-leading ProTech Plus warranty for free. Disposal fees extra that go with other offers. See Big O dealer for pricing.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Toyota. Let's go places.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Plus, free home delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Glad to be back here after a nice relaxing, at least for me. Kayla, I hope you had.
Oh, did you relax?
I did. I got some. Well, I mean, with
I'm proud of you.
With my kid as much as I could. Like we went to the Train Museum in Old Sac, which is always it's like a staple for our family. We always go there. Tried to hang out as much. I love rainy days, so we just spent time indoors. I love rainy days.
This is not my language. I want to hear.
My wife is the same way. She's like,
she doesn't either.
She's spring and sunshine.
Yeah, me too.
My wife and I are opposite in almost everything. Which
that works though usually. Opposites attract.
It does.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Hey, listen. I didn't live with my wife before we got married.
Mm-hmm.
That first year of marriage, that figuring out process. I'm glad we survived.
I get it. I did live with my significant other at the time before I got married.
Ooh, and I would encourage people to do it.
Man, it does help. By the way, real quick, an update. Yes, Matt is still going to be doing the hot yoga class.
Yes.
We're going to plan on it next week. So look forward to that content.
I'm actually looking forward to it. And my family
I think you're gonna have fun.
My family is very much looking forward because I'm excited to try things.
Yeah.
I think there is going to be a moment. I'm telling you, there's going to be a moment because it's an hour long.
So it's an hour, but I got good news from our great sales leader, Bill, who leads the sales team. He said it is only 80 degrees. It won't be 100 in there. So it's a little less heated yoga.
Oh.
So 80
Am
degrees
I getting
instead
easy
of 100.
mode?
No, but it's still going to be hard.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we are going to have Jason Jones of The Athletic joining us here in just a second. Javier's been waiting on hold. We appreciate you holding out. Javier, you want to jump in on this conversation? How are you, my friend? How was your All-Star weekend?
How you guys doing today?
Good.
And, it was definitely less than enthusiastic. Definitely has felt that, right now I should have got Maxine, should have got that Rising Stars Challenge invitation after, a few players had opted out due to injury. But I digress. Shout out to that coach who got let go. I mean, he just fit right in Sacramento because, they would have let him go too if he was the Kings coach for what he said about his players. But, I digress. The thing I wanted to call and say is, again, the 6 pillars nonsense, a guy like, Jonathan Kuminga to a guy like Jeremy Sohan, a guy that is on the rise, a 2-time, Rising Stars invite he made, I believe, all-rookie team, a guy that has excelled in the position that he's been given, obviously because the Spurs are so deep in the rotation. We couldn't have went and acquired a guy like that. Well, let me guess, because we couldn't buy out DeMar DeRozan at 36 or 37 because he's so vital to the Kings in a 12-44 season to show the young guys what it means to score a hell of points and to continue to lose. But a guy like that probably doesn't get the 6 pillars. But again, it's J-O-K-E, complete joke. And I thank you, Scott Perry, for showing Scott Perry. Jeremy Sohan does not need the 6 pillars.
Javier's cooking. It's hard to argue with a lot of what he said. Yes, the Kings could not. I don't have it. I have not been directly told that the Kings would have loved to have had Jeremy Sohan.
Right.
So I can only speculate. But my speculation is the Sacramento Kings would have loved to have Jeremy Sohan. I think he would have been very, he would have been in a lot of ways exactly what they've been looking for in terms of a project in the right time and right age, right timeline, right position, blah, 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 blah. They couldn't afford to they had no money to go out and get him.
No money to do it.
Because of, again, a problem that Scott inherited. So Javier's putting a lot of that on Perry, and rightfully so. Like, Perry, Perry's honeymoon period wore off about as quick as it possibly could.
Sure.
And I don't think Scott cares about that necessarily.
Right.
But
and they could have, real quick, too, there is an injury exception, I think, that can be used, but unfortunately that happened after the Zach LaVine thing, and then I think that has passed, I believe, the deadline for that.
This is where the CBA gets kind
of
confusing.
It's very detailed.
I don't know exactly specifically, but I think there's parameters of what you can get an exception for and at what point and how many games. It's just all a mess. Regardless, Sohan got scooped up quick because the Kings
couldn't do it, even though they were first on the wire.
Yeah, they couldn't do it. I have no idea. I imagine, let's put it this way, if the Kings had the cap space that the Brooklyn Nets had or whatever, I think Sohan would be a King. But is what it is. Is what it is. Before we get to Jason Jones, Sam joining us as well. What's up, Sam?
Hey, how you doing today?
Doing well, Sam. How are you?
Hey, good. I'm fine. Well, I want to say, number one, I'm an original season ticket holder since '85.
Legend.
I've seen every coach. Thank you. And I've seen every coach come down the pipe. The only thing, I've never been to away games, so I can't tell you about their demeanor away games, but I know what they can do and can't do at home. Well, here's my take on Doug Christie. His job is, number one, to win, but it's also to put the Kings in the best position to make a basket. And it seems to me that he's doing that, but I can't for the life of me understand why the Kings in the third and fourth quarter can't make baskets or wide open shots, and that's been a head-scratcher since we have 3 All-Stars, 1 future Hall of Famer, 1 Sixth Man of the Year, and 1 guy named Keegan Murray, and we can't figure out how these guys to put a team together. That was that really has me baffled as to that. And the other thing I really noticed is that the Kings have not went on any 12 and 15-0 runs, maybe 1 or 2, where the other teams every night in and night out, they go on runs where they get us by 12, 14, 15 points, and we put us in a hole.
Yeah.
Really good observations. Really good observations from Sam there. The fourth quarter thing he's spot on with. That's something that's been very perplexing and confusing to me for a while. The Kings are one of the worst fourth quarter offense teams in the league. And they've been that way since the start. And they have
That's been
DeMar
consistent.
DeRozan and Russell Westbrook and Zach LaVine, like winning time. I know, we haven't had our full starting lineup together. Okay, why then are you only scoring 19 points in the fourth quarter consistently? Like, it hasn't made sense. And yes, Doug has to wear an aspect of that. I do think it is roster related, and this team just does not gel and coexist well. It's very your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. Doug does have to wear a portion of those responsibilities, though, of how bad they've been in the fourth quarter. And then he's right about the runs, man. The Kings do not go on long extended runs. If they find something that works, they do it very briefly.
Right. They let the other teams go on runs, and then they usually can't come back.
You know, someone who has sat through many, many runs that have been against the Sacramento Kings, and then he abandoned us. He abandoned us for the Athletic, and I miss him every single day. It's Jason Jones. Jason, my friend, it's so good to talk to you. Great to have you on the show. Thank you for being willing to come on. What a weird All-Star weekend, huh? You wrote an article about Saturday night and how it seemed to be a bit of a flop. It certainly felt that way watching from TV at home. And then Sunday was, I think, a smashing success for the NBA. Normally, it's the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, Saturday just felt like, oh my God, like, can this please end? It was hard. I mean, it felt like a continuation of last year's All-Star game where it was just kind of like, oh my God, how many other random stuff are they going to try to do to entertain us? And, you know, I mean, to see that many empty seats, I'm like, and you know, we had found something, you know, people at work had found they were looking for seat fillers prior to the game. I'm like, y'all couldn't, I mean, there was no energy in there because there weren't enough people. And some people tried to push back at me and say, well, you know, that was early. I'm like, I was yawning during the skills competition. Mm-hmm. Like, there was no juice in that building. So it was just like, I don't know. It just felt real blah. I said maybe if you put the 3-point contest at the end, you know, and then it ends that way with Dame winning, maybe that gives it a little different feel. I don't know, but it just felt, and people who watched it told me the same thing. It just kind of felt like it wasn't that big of a deal, even though on my Instagram post, Carmelo Anthony disagrees with me. Apparently, he said it was a great time, but yeah, I think also part of that is too. Sometimes those guys forget their experience is much different from everyone else's. So yeah, it just felt like, you know. But I thought the way the games on Sunday played out was wonderful.
Jason Jones of The Athletic, kind enough to join us on the Matt and Kayla Show. Jason, and you know, this is a All-Star weekend. It's known to, you know, be for the fans, and I think really some of the All-Star games all around in terms of professional leagues have gone away from that. But do you feel like the NBA in general is just become too corporate? It's really not about the fans.
In some cases, it's real cool to say you have all these, you know, these people who can drive engagement on social media, at the game, and you can bring out celebrities to participate. I'm not against any of that, but I just think there's a natural energy that comes from having, you know, people who, you know, fans. It's like actual fans, not people who were there because, you know, you see it at the Super Bowl and other big events where you have the corporations who have their group who comes to the game, and it's more like a tourist thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow, and I think it just reflects in the energy in the building. And I was at the Super Bowl, and it felt like a big game, but regular season games feel more energetic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it just, you know, it's you can't really make up that energy. And I always feel like, at least the very minimum, the Saturday events, part of it was Saturday afternoon, not Saturday night, which I think is the worst thing, you know, but that should be a thing for, you know, let the kids in there for the dunk contest.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to give tickets to people, I'd rather see a bunch of kids who are going to remember that for a lifetime than a bunch of corporate people who either A, aren't in their seats, or B, are just sitting there. I think I even referenced it. Ludacris has the song "Stand Up," and nobody was standing up. It's like, okay. I mean, there were like little jolts of energy here and there, but overall, it just kind of feels like it just felt really like, okay, let's go ahead and get to the next thing.
Jason, I remember covering the All-Star game in Utah when both De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis made it. And the takeaway from that weekend, one, I agree with you completely. I was there for All-Star Saturday night, and that was the debut of Mac McClung. Like, that was his first dunk contest where nobody knew who he was, and he put on this show. And what he did was sensational and really, really fun. But there was many times over the course of that night where I was doing the exact same thing, yawning because it's a long day and a lot of buildup and a lot of stuff is happening, and you get to the actual event itself, and it was a letdown. But, Jason, I remember at the University of Utah, that's on Friday is when they had the all-star practice, or maybe it was Saturday. They had the all-star practice where they let the common fan into the building to just watch these all-stars practice together and just kind of fool around. And the energy was there because there's a crowd of people that are that close to all these superstars who are not really doing anything. They play like a scrimmage game. It's like the same thing as like a preseason exhibition. But it was still like there's still the NBA fan, the basketball fan is there. Do you think the NBA can get back to and should get back to, hey, corporate sponsors and everything, you can have those suites. Those are yours. But we can't just be having the last row of the upper bowl be the price point to get some kid and their family into the gym where they're going to actually be able to experience these larger-than-life heroes. They're the ones that are buying the jerseys, Jason.
Yeah, that's going to be hard, though, because first off, those sponsors and everyone, they pay a ton of money.
Yeah.
So I don't think Adam Silver is going to be like, you know what? For these millions of dollars this company generates for us, let me make sure that guy and his kids can get in there. And, and you can say, let's save some tickets that are maybe more affordable. But the problem you've got now is that even when you have those tickets go to the secondary market and they get jacked up. And you've got people willing to pay those prices. I think for Saturday, the cheapest tickets I saw were about $200-$300 a seat to sit all the way at the top.
Jeez. And
I don't know how you get around it. I think one way you get around it is if you had, I think we had a thing like, what would you change? Until further notice, I'd make the 3-point contest last because that's the one event with names
Mm-hmm.
I said it's not fair, it's not fair to the guys in the dunk contest to look at them crazy because no one's heard of them. You've got a large crowd of people who have no idea who these people are in general, unless they're the stars. So, I'm not expecting, someone who doesn't really follow the NBA to know who Keaton Johnson is. Or they're not going to be like, wow, who's the guy from the Spurs? They're like, I don't know who that guy is. That's not De'Aaron Fox. That's not Wemby. So I think it's tough because I don't, obviously at the end of the day, the NBA is a business and they're going to make business decisions. But I just feel like, just overall that weekend is a long weekend for everyone there. You talk to the players and the coaches, and though they won't say it publicly, a lot of them by Saturday, they're ready to go home. They're tired.
Yeah.
All the commitments. And I remember when DeMarcus Cousins made his first one, I asked him what surprised him. He said, man, I was so busy. Like, you think it's going to be this big fun weekend the whole time. He's like, you got to go to this. You got to go to this. You got to go to this. And it does, the guys want to come off as unappreciative, but they're tired. I think the NBA's tried to help by not having the first game after the break, like on Tuesday. Like, remember it used to be like All-Star game was on Sunday and then like they'd have to practice Monday night.
Yeah.
So they've tried to help, along that regard, but yeah, I don't know I think some of it may just be the cities. Someone was saying, well, it was Valentine's Day in LA at 2 p.m. Who's really trying to go watch people they've never heard of dunk?
Mm-hmm.
And my pushback to that is that if they could afford to get in the building, they'd go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you go to a lot of the other events that were kind of around All-Star, there was excitement amongst the people in the LA area. But I think a lot of people just kind of felt like the ones I spoke to, they felt like the actual events just weren't made for the people there because they couldn't get in. And then I've even talked to some business owners. Another thing you could do is, highlight the local businesses and make it feel like it's for that community that it's in.
Right.
A lot of the events were like, the game was in Inglewood. A lot of the events were not in Inglewood.
Mm-hmm.
So really you only came to Inglewood for the game or that Saturday. Everything else was kind of going on around. And that And that's a tough deal. I mean, you know about L.A. traffic. No one's sitting at. I mean, Ubers were like $80, $90 to go 15 miles.
Ugh.
Just because there was just so much traffic and so much waiting. It's a lot. You know, I'm hopeful that Phoenix kind of maybe might be a little more compact. But even then, you know they're going to have events in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
You know, so I just think that the setup is really grand, but it can just be tough because it can stretch you thin. And when you see some of those, the main thing I've heard comment-wise from me is just the prices. Mm-hmm. You know, you're charging money is to go to fan events. You know, somebody said it was like $50 per adult for one of the fan events and $25 for the kids. Ugh. So there's no cheap way around it. And I think maybe you create like I don't know. Honestly, I'm just trying to spitball because I think there's got to be a way to make the game, the game more accessible. And also I think there's got to be just more connection. I mean, I think in a lot of ways, people I've talked to are honestly just disinterested in the NBA at this point of the season. Mm-hmm. You see, when you hear, the biggest issue they got right now is that we know that a third of the teams aren't trying to win.
Yeah.
And it's obvious they're not trying to win. And that probably does more to hurt stuff like the All-Star game and the fans than anything else. It's hard. You got NBA's had a gambling scandal. They've had a Kawhi Leonard alleged, side contracts, circumventing the cap situation. You've got teams trading for former All-Star players and then sitting them in the fourth quarter with a lead. And then all of a sudden that guy, oh, well, guess what? You're going to have surgery then. It's just crazy. So I think all that kind of just leads to also a certain level of apathy. And then you get to the All-Star weekend and you're like, these guys aren't even going to try. Mm-hmm. And even though that's not, that wasn't the case on Sunday, I just think the NBA has a lot more problems when it comes to its product than maybe it wants to admit because they'll say, well, look how much money we're making.
Jason Jones of The Athletic joining us. Jason, and speaking of Sunday's game, clearly we're seeing in the ratings that the game did a lot better from last year. I'm curious as to now the expectations to top that next year, if that can be done. And what was the vibe in there on Sunday compared to Saturday?
Yeah, I got out of town on Sunday because I thought the game was going to be terrible.
You're like, I'm out.
I had a couple of other assignments I was working on Sunday, so I got to kind of watch the game like everybody else.
Yeah.
But it just looked like the guys were engaged. Mm-hmm. And I think if you were in San Francisco last year, that might have been the worst one I'd ever seen. Mm-hmm. They just seemed like they just wanted to get the hell out of San Francisco. You had LeBron show up the day of, like, oh, I'm not playing. I mean, it just felt, I felt just from watching last year, it felt like the guys wanted to play.
Yeah.
And I think on some level, they got tired of everyone telling them they just didn't care. And all it takes is one or two guys to set a tone. And I think Wemby did that. Mm-hmm. He said, I remember last year there was a clip of him in the locker room reading a book. And Jokic asked him, why are you reading a book? And he says, I read a book before every game I play. And he laughed at him like, this isn't a game. Like, what are you doing? But you just need a few guys like that who are willing. I don't think we're asking for Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
Sure.
We just don't want a half-baked version of a run at the Y. We just don't want it to be. I mean, at least pretend. I mean, when they were giving up 200 points and what is it that 1 year where Cat went for 50 something?
Yeah.
And they were down by 30. It's we just don't want to see that. You don't want to see that at all. But I think the format changed helped for this year, but I also feel like every 5 or 6 years we get one of these.
Yep.
And everyone goes, yeah, it's back. And then it kind of tails off again. I think before this year, the last time we got a game like this was after Kobe passed. And it was almost like people said back then, let's actually play hard and compete in honor of someone who always competed. And, I don't know what you can do next year. You can't really, use money as a motivator for some of these guys. I mean, you're making $60 million. It's like, all right, whatever, we win or lose, no big deal. But I think they might be on this, at least for a couple of years. But My big concern is that the novelty wears off, and then guys are kind of go back to, okay, it is what it is.
Jason Jones of The Athletic joining us. Jason wrote a great article on The Athletic that you can read right now just about All-Star Saturday night, and it was so good it got a reaction from Carmelo Anthony, so that's how you know.
Carmelo said it's all cap. I'm making it up. I'm like, okay. Somebody hit me and said, but we all have eyes.
Hey, Jason, you remember lame tweet? You remember lame tweet, Jason?
Yeah, lame Instagram post. Everybody's mad at me.
So, Jason, when Jason was covering Harry Giles, and Harry Giles was loved here in Sacramento for the brief time that he was here, he talked about Harry having a problem staying on the floor because he fouled too much.
Sure.
And so Jason pointed out on Twitter that, once again, Harry couldn't stay on the floor because he was fouling too much. And after the game, Harry responds to the tweet and says, lame tweet. And that was Jason's thing for like a season.
Right?
That was Jason.
Yeah, and then he kept going at me, so I was like, "You don't want to do this with me, Harry." and then the fans joined in.
Oh,
We
yeah.
hate you anyway because you're a Laker fan. We hate you. So I sent the Robert Horry gift. I said, "Leave me alone. I said, leave me alone."
You're not
and then,
intimidating me.
And then he started. Then I had to we had to go to the locker room and had to have a talk with Harry. I'm like, Harry, there's no need for this. I said, I didn't attack you. I just said you had 3 fouls. And which you did. I mean, it wasn't like it was. There was nothing. And I also realized too at that point, Harry's about 20 years old, 2021. He's got people in the organization hyping him up about how he's the next Chris Webber, but he can't get on the court. Mm-hmm. And I know that some of that had nothing to do with me, with his own frustration. We talked it out. We were cool after that, but yeah, that was fun. Yeah. So, but yeah, me and Harry, and Harry ended up being a Laker at one point. So, hey.
Well, there you go.
Well, let me tell you, Jason, the fans are right. You do suck. And I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm mad in particular.
I do, man? Hey,
what you did is you escaped. You got away. You covered all those years of bad basketball, all those years. And I'm sitting here in the worst season of them all, and you're not here with me. That's why I'm upset.
Actually, I ran into a bunch of Kings folks this weekend. They said, you realize, some old Kings folks, they said, you realize almost all of us who got out of there are in a way better situation. And then I've talked to a couple of former players about it. They said, we're like our own little club. Like, we survived all that.
Well, look what De'Aaron Fox did. De'Aaron got a game winner and got a moment with LeBron. Like, what? Come on.
Yeah. I remember when I kind of got enough, I wasn't on the beat anymore. One of the players texted me and said, congratulations, you finally, because they were, to some of the players, I was the last one left.
Yeah.
They were like, we got to get you out of there. They're like, man, everyone's gone except you.
That's pretty funny.
so yeah, it's, and I feel, people think I don't like the King. I'm like, no, I made so many friends in that, 12, whatever it was, a quarter of my life was spent with the Sacramento Kings. Mm-hmm. I made a lot of friends in that building, and I feel for those. I was happy for them in 2023. And then I show up to the game and they lost.
Yeah, thanks, bud.
So it was my fault. No one wanted to guard Steph, and they didn't put Davion on him. That's my fault. Yeah,
absolutely, it's your fault. It's your fault that Keon's in Cleveland too. We're just gonna blame.
Yeah. Because remember, we were trying to get Keon traded to the Lakers for like Gabe Vincent and like an extra pair of gym shoes because Laker fans, every trade's going to work out for them.
Of course.
But unfortunately. And they ended up with Luka for like nothing.
Well, Jason, also, before we let you go, can you tell your baseball team, the Dodgers down there, to stop ruining baseball too while you're at it? Like, come on.
No. Tell the other teams to actually try.
Listen, my team won't even spend money, Jason. I'm trying.
Yeah. I forget which team is yours again?
The one that plays here in our backyard in West Sacramento.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm hoping they do not end up in Vegas. I really am because I can't imagine anything worse than summertime in July and someone debating, do I really want to go watch the A's play the Royals?
Well, they'll be watching.
And they're like, no, I'm going to a casino. It's a much better, But I love Oakland. I loved Oakland A's games. It was one of my favorite things about living in the Bay Area, and I miss being able to go to those. So, yeah, I'm not down with that ownership group at all.
Well, Jason, we miss you here in Sacramento, even though you're off to bigger and better things, doing great stuff.
I promise I'll come to a game this season. When I went to one last year, then they were up by, it was the Cleveland game, they were up by 20. I left and they blew the lead.
Hey,
so
let me tell you this. I'll give you the pass this year, Jason. You don't wanna. You don't wanna.
Oh.
You don't need to.
Okay, all right. I'll check them out on TV then.
Right. Well, we'll have you back on the show very soon, my friend. Keep up the great work. Get some rest after All-Star Weekend and enjoy the rest of the season. And we'll talk soon, Jason. Really appreciate you.
All right. You guys take care.
Thanks, Jason.
That is the great Jason Jones of The Athletic. Yes, Laker fan forever in Sac. He would fight with every Kings fan possible.
I bet.
That Robert Horry gif of the shot.
Sure.
That is his bread and butter, and it works every time, and it works on me. I'm like, damn it, Jason. You're my friend, and I hate you.
Love to hate him.
You love to hate him, but he's such a good dude. We will take the break. When we come back, hey, Commissioner Adam Silver had a press conference on Saturday, and, well, I don't know if, what is the term, won the press conference? I don't think he won anything necessarily, Kayla, but there was some interesting stuff for us to react to. The show continues. Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
Planet Fitness has everything you need, anytime the motivation hits, so you can give everything you've got. With most clubs open 24 hours, you've got access to our best-in-class equipment to tackle early morning reps, late-night miles, and every workout in between. Join the club today and save $28 or more when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends February 27th. You ready? Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet. See club for details.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options. Heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Maida Subaru says yes to big savings on the new Subaru you want during the Subaru A Lot to Love event on now. Visit MaidaSubaru.com today for Think President's Day savings
on over 220 new and certified pre-owned Subarus.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert, John Party, Chris Young, Turnpike Troubadours, Dylan Scott, and more. Line dancing, mechanical bulls, and food trucks. Make it a lucky night out of live country music and dancing for your crew. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park, May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Bar None Auction, Sky River Casino, and Trex Decking and Railing. More info at CITPFest.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your T level for free. For your free T-level check, exam, and consultation, call 916-277-8599 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Your business moves fast. Your bank should keep up. At Valley Strong Credit Union, business banking is built for momentum with tools that help you manage cash flow, streamline payments, and fuel growth. Right now, there's never been a better time to switch. Open a new Valley Strong business account and get 3 months of business banking products and services free, up to $750 in value to power your next big move. Because when your business runs stronger, the whole Valley does too. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your business, grow your future at valleystrong.com/business.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Shout out to Jason Jones of The Athletic, former Sacramento Kings beat writer for the Sacramento Bee. Jason joining us. I love Jason. He always gets the fans riled up. Me too. Yeah. But he's such a good friend and been a good friend of mine as I grew up in this industry in many ways. And his former employer, the Sacramento Bee, has a man called Joe Davidson working there. If you haven't heard of Joe, and you've been in the city for a while. That's crazy. Joe is a legend when it comes to the coverage of sports here in this city, from prep sports, all the great high school football and high school sports coverage that he does. Of course, that goes into college as well. He wrote a great article about the Sac State Hornets football team going to the FBS, going to the MAC, the Mid-American Conference. And we'll talk to him about some of the crazy logistics of this deal, how much money the Hornets are paying to get into the conference, all the travel stuff. It's crazy. So many things. And Joe wrote a great article about that. He will join us at 1 o'clock, 1:05, to break that down. Commissioner Adam Silver had a press conference this weekend. I see you, pool guy Mark, on hold. Hang tight with us. I know you want to talk Kings. We'll get back to Kings in a little bit. But let's talk about Adam Silver's press conference. And, of course, the first question that he was asked, Kayla, had to do with tanking.
Are we seeing behavior that is worse this year than we've seen in recent memory? Yes, is my view, and which was what led to those fines. And not just those fines, but to my statement that we're going to be looking more closely at the totality of all the circumstances this season in terms of teams' behavior, and very intentionally wanted teams to be on notice.
So what I liked about this press conference, Kayla, was that it was a very clear acknowledgement of the problem. Mm-hmm. Adam did not shy away from, this is an issue. We are looking at everything. Now, there is a part of me, and I think we'll probably talk about this later this week because we don't have time necessarily today. There is a part of me, the Kings part of me, that goes, oh, now it's an issue? Now it's an issue because the Kings are doing it? Now it's an issue because the Jazz are doing it? Sam Presti looks like a total hypocrite right now with the Oklahoma City Thunder because he's one of the guys complaining to Commissioner Silver about the Jazz tanking because they're trying to do it to keep their pick, which OKC would get. Sam, y'all did it to get where you're at. You invented the model.
You forget really easily when you become a team of power.
When shoes on the other, and Draymond Green actually talked about this on his podcast, and he cooked. And I was like, I have to give Draymond some credit because when the shoe's on the other foot, it don't feel as great, does it? This whole tanking conversation is convoluted, but at least I felt that there was a lot of acknowledgement of problems. Not a whole lot of solution, Caleb, but there was acknowledgement of problems.
Yeah, and I don't think Adam Silver has any other choice right now. I don't think Adam Silver is in the greatest light right now in terms of the commissioner of the NBA. Because I feel like, and we just pretty much heard it from Jason Jones, he feels like all around, and we were talking about the NBA All-Star Weekend, obviously, but, there are a lot of eyes on the NBA in general just because it's a longer schedule. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of games. And so it's people are starting to look at Adam Silver and be like, how are you going to fix all of this? Mm-hmm. And the tanking has been the subject of this pretty much second half of the season, and how much has been going on before the All-Star break. And so to admit it, yes, that's expected, though, at this point, because Adam Silver has some other things he's got to try to figure out as well. Yep. But yeah, it starts with tanking because that in some way then is connected with, are you going to do something different now with what is the NBA lottery system, which was brought up as well. Yeah,
and to that point, I think that when Adam went into detail about that. We don't have the clip for you, but when Adam, because it's a long one.
It's a really long one.
But what I like that he said is he talked about the purpose of the lottery system, and he straight up said it's not working. He said the purpose of the lottery system is to de-incentivize a lot of teams from outright tanking and give the whole purpose of the lottery system is to give bad teams a good player so that they can be competitive again and to not consistently be lottery teams.
Which is the basic idea of any professional league.
Right. But when he went into detail he goes, I'm not so sure that the gap between, or that the 22nd team, worst team, is as close to the 30th worst team as making it out to be. And he didn't use specific examples, but I think the Indiana Pacers are a weird one. They were just in the NBA Finals, but their franchise star is out the entire year. They should not be this bad, though. So they're not the 29th worst team in the league. They're just have an injured player this year, so they're able to essentially punt on this season, get Tyrese Halliburton back next year, and now add potentially a top pick to him. And to his point about the Utah Jazz, like that roster is not nearly as bad as the Sacramento Kings roster, for example. So that's where I agree with Adam. It's like, yes, so don't penalize teams like the Sacramento Kings who just straight suck. Like the Kings need a young player to restart and to fix their mistakes because they have all these has-been names that are future Hall of Famers for sure and great for jersey sales, but the product is terrible. The Kings need a high draft pick. Charlotte needs a high draft pick. The Wizards don't. The Jazz don't. And I think that was Adam Silver's point.
Yeah, and I do believe, though, so did he talk about getting rid of the lottery system and then maybe doing something in terms of free agency, which I am a little curious on that because I don't necessarily see how that works.
So he didn't address it specifically, but there were reports that are like Adam Silver wants to get rid of tanking so bad he would push for blowing up the entire draft system.
Yeah, so Joe Varden from The Athletic reported that advisors would seriously consider abolishing the rookie draft and turning rookies into free agents if it's the only way to stop tanking. We don't have enough time right now to really dive into that, unless we want to just forget other things.
But on the surface level, I'm just like, would that prioritize still somehow?
I would.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that is a catastrophically bad idea.
I do too, and I don't want to see anything go to that.
Because even if you put, the Sacramento Kings they can offer more to a free agent, so that incentivizes. Hell no.
Yeah, I would
if
not
I
want to
have
touch
the opportunity to take less money, a little bit less money, but go to LA in a year that they're bad versus go to Sacramento, like the Kings are never, ever going to get a top pick.
No.
And
there'd have to be some crazy details to make sure that was something that would be avoided.
And you're fundamentally changing the league again, which is what I think they want to avoid if at all costs. And I get frustrated ahead of time just imagining these scenarios because, again, the whole purpose is it's close to home with us because Sacramento's really, really bad right now. Mm-hmm. But the whole purpose of this is to, one, get teams that need a young star for them to be competitive. You're now potentially taking that away from a specific amount of teams who don't have a good reputation and aren't in the best market. Number two is the whole purpose of the lottery system and the draft and rookie scale contracts is to incentivize a player to stay with the team or allow the team to maintain control of that player for as long as possible so they don't lose them to that big market. So now you're going to let that player choose the big market over Sacramento, and that big market gets the rookie scale contract, so now they have even more control over that player. You're double screwing over a place like Sacramento in that case. If OKC wasn't good, you're double screwing over a place like OKC because they don't have that market value. Mm-hmm. So
there's plenty of other markets that are like Sacramento that would be probably a complete opposed to this type of situation as well.
Yeah. Or at the very least, they would have to pivot to a new strategy of acquiring players, basically.
And let's remember, like Oklahoma City, just because they're good now, and just because they're the team to beat now, like they were in this position for a very long time till they kind of like hit everything at once.
Yeah, well, they hit multiple drafts in a row. But Sam Presti also gave himself 1,000 shots at it with all the draft picks that he got. Like the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Paul George trade was a grand slam.
It really was.
For that
and that doesn't happen all the time.
Right. And you can't rely on something like that. Mark Cuban actually tweeted
I saw
about
you
this.
Respond to this.
I thought he was spot on. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Mark Cuban, but he said, the NBA has been misguided thinking that fans want to see their teams compete every night with a chance to win. It's never been that way. When I got into the NBA, they thought they were in the basketball business. They aren't. They're in the business of creating experiences for fans. Few can remember the score from the last game they saw or went to. They can't remember the dunks or shots. But they remember is who they were with, the family, the friends, a date. That's what makes the experience special. Fans know their team can't win every game. They know only one team can win a ring. What fans that care about their team's record want is hope. Hope they will get better and have a chance to compete for the playoffs, and then maybe a ring. The one way to get closer to that is via the draft and trades and cap room. You have a better chance of improving via all three when you tank.
Yeah.
We didn't tank often, talking about the Dallas Mavericks, only a few times over 23 years. But when we did, our fans appreciated it, and it got us to where we could improve, trade up to get Luka, and improve our team. The NBA should worry more about fan experience than tanking. It should worry more about pricing fans out of games than tanking. You know who cares the least about taking? A parent who can't afford to bring their 3 kids to a game and buy their kids a jersey of their favorite player.
Yeah. And that's coming from a guy who ran a team.
Sure.
know?
And was responsible for some of those prices. And look, inflation's
Sure.
a thing, blah, blah, blah. We don't have to necessarily go through that rabbit trail. But Mark Cuban's point is, like, tanking, fans who are plugged in understand the reason for tanking. That's not the problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fan interest is the problem because you're pricing the fans out.
That's the biggest thing.
Of watching their favorite team, whether
Yeah.
their favorite team is good or bad.
Yeah, that's the pricing that they and we talked about it with Jason about the All-Star game. They're pricing people out of a weekend that is supposed to be for fans.
Right.
And we can make all the excuses we want. It was during the day, all that stuff. I don't actually buy that because on Valentine's Day, if those tickets were cheap enough, bring a date, bring your significant other, and go down and watch the skills games.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that that's an excuse. I just think they're pricing out all of these fans.
It's turned into a gala.
It's absolutely turned into a gala.
It's turned into a gala with a basketball game at the center of it. Pool guy Mark, stay on hold during the break. We'll get you when we come back, and then it's time to pick a side. You're listening to Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our clients' portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus free home delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9. Restrictions apply.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Tune in every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Toyota Tahoe Report with Johnny Mosley and me, Elena, bringing you the latest weather conditions up at Tahoe. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, Toyota. Let's go places.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is, live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sactown Sports 1140.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
We'll have to wait a few more days until Sacramento Kings basketball returns. Oh, no.
I kept thinking it was Wednesday. I don't know why. That's how excited I was for Kings basketball to be back.
She wanted it one day earlier.
I wanted it one day earlier.
Or did you just want to get it over with?
No, I will tell you this. I was glad for the break to give us all a little bit of breathing room. But I do, when sports go on a little bit of a hold locally, it is like a bummer because that's what we look forward to doing is breaking down games, or not necessarily this season breaking them down, but taking whatever negatives and positives we can. So.
Having things to talk about.
That too. I'm going to be the exact same way though. Like, oh, get the season over with, blah, blah, blah. By late May, I'm going to be like, I miss it. I'm the same way. When I go, I hate empty stadiums. I love when I'm in empty stadiums because it's like it's like a Zen thing, right?
That's what we were saying.
I love it. It's like it's just so, it's like a temple to me.
Yeah, I get that.
But when I drive past an empty stadium,
I know.
Or when I see an empty stadium, it makes me sad when I see the Coliseum from afar.
I thought you were the person who loved sitting in an empty stadium.
No, that's what I'm saying. I like being in an empty stadium
abandoned or it's not in playing session.
Well, if I'm going past a stadium and I'm not there, I'm not in it, and it's empty, it just makes me long for that. Like when I go for ABC 10 covering covering training camp for the 49ers.
Yep.
Their facility is right behind Levi Stadium, and you're just looking at this empty stadium, and it's late summer, early fall, and you're just like, it's still so far away before football is going to be there. And I'm the same way when I'm in Doco during the summertime outside of the Golden One Center, I'm just wishing for cold weather and basketball.
You're like, I want to hear the bouncing of the basketball.
And then they play, and I'm like, oh, God, no, no.
Why did I wish for this? Why did I put myself in this position?
Bring us back to summertime, please. Well, guys, right now, how about we help kill the time before the return of Kings basketball with a little bit of Pick a Side.
Oh, yeah. Let's do this.
Let's go. Number one, Ronda Rousey is returning to the MMA to fight Gina Carano. Did I get that right? Do you care?
I do.
I could see that you do.
I do.
You're very
I was like, which one of us here is a UFC person?
I'm not really a UFC person at all, but I was with the craze of UFC when Conor McGregor and Ronda Rousey were both at the top at the same time. And their press conferences were just as interesting and fun as the fights were. I'm not the biggest fan of Ronda necessarily the person or anything like that, but her getting back into the octagon, I know people, like true fight fans, don't like these gimmick fights. I don't like Jake Paul is fighting I don't like Logan Paul fought Floyd Miller. I don't care. If it's compelling, if it's interesting, if there's a story behind it, if I have any reason to root for anybody, I'm interested and I'll watch. Anytime Conor McGregor, if he ever fights again, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to watch because I'm intrigued by Conor McGregor, even though he's not the greatest person on the planet necessarily. I put Ronda in the same category. I don't know if it's gonna be a good fight or not. A lot of times they don't end up being good fights because they've been out of the game for a while. But the name is there. The press conferences will hopefully be entertaining. I'm in.
I get what they're doing here, and you're right. First of all, I don't like MMA. I don't like cage fighting. I don't like it. I'm a boxing. I'll watch old school boxing matches.
She's traditional.
I'm traditional. I'm definitely traditional. I saw too many fights on the playground in my middle school that were UFC MMA fights.
To the ground.
Yeah, and saw friends getting teeth knocked out. So I'd rather just not go there. But Ronda Rousey is a name, and I know Ronda Rousey because she was at the peak of it when she was, fighting.
Yep.
And so it piques my interest, but overall, I don't like that realm of sport, so I'm not interested. I don't care.
I'm gonna go with Team Kayla on this one. I cannot care at all. In part because I don't think I've watched any UFC or MMA since 2018 or something like that.
That was what we're talking about, that era.
Yeah, but also, just on principle, anytime someone is going back to something they retired from 10 years ago, I am out on that because it's either going to be impossibly sad or a money grab, and I don't want to participate in either of those.
I don't blame people for doing it, though. When there's money to be made out there, there's a lot of bags coming for these guys, but I'm excited about it. I'll split the cost of it with somebody, though. I ain't paying.
Well, you don't have to anymore. They're all.
That's true. It's on Netflix.
No, not that one.
That fight's on Netflix?
What's this one on?
Is it UFC? Because UFC's Paramount.
No, I think this fight
but
is on Netflix.
This is a not UFC. This is like an individual event.
Yeah, I think it's on Netflix.
Oh,
okay. I could be wrong.
Even more reason to know it's a money grab. It's not even with the UFC. They're just doing this on their own.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay, anyways, pick a side number 2. Giannis says he's committed to the Bucks.
Today, I'm committed to the Milwaukee Bucks. And I'm committed to the people that I work with, my teammates, the coaching staff, Coach Duck, and John in the front office.
Oh, whoa.
So do we believe him?
No. First of all, that sounded as scripted as it could get. I know he sat down with Malika Andrews and did like a one-on-one with her, saying all this. He's in the moment. Like, of course, in the moment right now, when you don't get traded at the deadline, you're gonna say all the right things because you don't want the fans to be not on your side right now when you're still technically a Buck. But how does he know what the future is? No, I don't think that he's completely being transparent.
See, I think it's a very political answer, which is kind of to your point.
Yeah.
He's a Buck, so he's going to be committed to the Bucks. I think it's a professional thing. I think so. I do believe that the intentions are good. The intentions are there. I also believe that Giannis is very much ready to move on. I think the Bucks at this point should be very much ready to move on. So I think there's plenty of writing on the wall to where there's no need to read between the lines with this commentary. But I do believe while Giannis is a Milwaukee Buck, I do believe Giannis will be committed to doing what he's supposed to do for the Milwaukee Bucks.
But does he truly feel like he's going to be a Buck in the near future?
I think he...
I don't think
he's got 1 year left on his contract, so it's up to him.
Yeah, no, I think it's... I think he would rather move on and stuff. I do believe that he's committed to the Bucks while he's here.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But that's a very...
That's a dumb choice if you didn't commit yourself,
exactly.
Right?
It's a political thing.
But
right?
also the Bucks kind of don't want him to play.
Yeah, because they want to tank.
Good point.
Well, then he can collect his paycheck and just chill.
Chill and watch Netflix. There we go.
Chill and watch Ronda on Netflix or whatever.
I saw someone bring up a crazy point that, like, officially now Giannis's, like, will he, won't he trade request stuff has lasted longer than Dwight Howard's in Orlando. Which is never a great comparison point because that thing went on forever.
Yeah.
And he's kind of dipping into Dwight Howard territory where he never wanted to be the bad guy.
To be fair, though, there's been a lot of speculation about Giannis in Milwaukee since he became a star because there's just this natural. It's the same. If Giannis were a king, if Giannis were a king, it's the same way because a lot of these freaking, whether it's national media members or fans or general interest or Stephen A. Smith or whatever, it's how do we get that name to this bigger market?
Yep.
And that will exist whether the player
till the end of time.
And the player can have nothing to do with that, and anytime they even remotely speak on it, that speculation will get them in more trouble than anything else. So I don't blame Giannis for all of it, but recently, come on, dude. Come on.
All right, pick a side number 3. Meal prep is a waste of time.
Haha! I knew this one would stump you guys.
Oh, well, no, I have a very strong answer on this.
I'm perpetually lazy, and I also, I struggle with food that is not, super freshly prepared.
Yeah.
I'm not a leftovers person at all, unless it's, cold pizza the next morning or something like that. But I think calling it a waste of time is me acknowledging my laziness and giving me an excuse, so I disagree with that. I think meal prep is fantastic if you do it correctly. I just don't know how to do it correctly.
Okay, so I think I get jealous of people who can actually do this.
Me too.
And do it frequently because I've been dreaming of trying to do this for the last 2 or 3 years.
And make it taste good.
And make it taste good and not get bored of eating chicken for 4 days straight. So I say it's a waste of time selfishly because I can't do it.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, good.
You get what I'm saying?
No, we're in the
here?
same boat. It's we won't acknowledge that we're the problem, so
we are the problem.
Meal prep's the problem, not us. Yeah, no,
well,
I'm with you.
As the meal prep king back here, let me tell you, meal prepping is amazing. And part of it is just I'm one of those people that has to eat 3 meals a day, to function type of thing. But having worked Kings games here at this station, having worked board-opping shifts where you got to be in this studio for 6 hours straight, let me tell you, meal prepping, amazing. You save so much time. You eat great. I do it every day. It can be simple. I don't get tired of eating the same things over and again.
Can I
love it.
Pay you $1 per week to prep for my meals?
I mean,
that's all I can afford.
$1 per week? Oh my God.
Well,
Or what if I bought the groceries, Kyle, and then you did the meal prep?
I feel like we're making it too complicated here. Just give me the money for the groceries. Okay. I will buy it and then meal prep it for you.
This is my meal prep coach right here.
Your chef, your personal chef.
Chef Kyle.
I feel like you just weaseled your way into a really beneficial situation for you, which I admire.
Points for Kayla?
Yes, points for Kayla. Big time.
I'm not against making money, but
I love that.
I'm just saying, maybe one of these days I'll make more of what I have, because it's a lot of just like kale salads and like carrots cut up and beans and potatoes and stuff like that. It's basic stuff because I don't want to spend all my time making it. But
so the last pick aside has to do with Easter candy. We're gonna save this for tomorrow because I have opinions.
Okay, gotcha.
I have opinions.
So you have strong opinions.
I have strong opinions on Easter candy. Listen, you can't get me to talk about meal prep that much, but you start bringing peeps into the conversation. Woo. There are opinions shall be had.
This is now a fun game for me, which is I see the pick asides and I'm like, which one of you has a very like? There's so random that I'm like, which one of you has a very strong opinion on whatever this is?
It's not
she
even
came up with that one, but I saw it and I was like, yes, good.
I'm for the people.
We shall talk about this.
Well, the people, I get it.
Speaking of being for the people, lunch break is next. That's your segment, people. You want to call in, be a part of the show, now is the time to do so. 916-339-1140, 800-920-1140. Pool Guy Mark, call back in. We'll get your call right when we come back. We're talking Kings. Everybody should want Zach LaVine's career as a Sacramento King to be over. We'll talk about why. Plus, should the Kings consider bringing Russell Westbrook back? Plus, a lot of college basketball over the weekend. Darren Peterson did it again. Plus, Kingston Fleming's put on a show. Lots to get to in lunch break coming up next.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at PepsiPromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of Pepsi. Go Inc.
It's Carmichael Dave wanting you to join Capital Casino every Wednesday for their Midweek Madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. in a safe, friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Trust. It's the foundation of every business. With Better Business Bureau, you connect to a network of trusted partners who help you grow and improve your visibility. BBB accreditation signals to your customers that you value honesty and reliability. Show your commitment to integrity and excellence. Join a community that's dedicated to helping businesses thrive. Take the next step for your business. Join today. Visit bbb.org and discover how Better Business Bureau can help your business thrive.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing, mechanical bulls, and food trucks. Make it a lucky night out of live country music and dancing for your crew. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with Bar None Auction, Sky River Casino, and Trex Decking and Railing. More info at CITPFest.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
And it's lunch break. Many of us is our first day of work this week.
Oh, yeah, we're literally, what are we eating in here? Chicken.
I got a chicken Caesar salad rocking right now.
And I'm eating my rice cakes again.
Hey, we're getting back into the grind.
We are.
Getting back into the
lunch
grind.
Break.
Apologize to everybody who actually had to work yesterday, too. Not everybody had Monday off, sorry.
I lived that life for a very, very long time.
My wife's school has the whole week off.
I'm sorry, what? Because of what reason?
Yes, exactly.
It's President's Day on Monday, so we celebrate the whole week?
It's called like ski week.
Ski
That's
week?
not a joke.
Oh, I've heard of this before.
It's literally called ski week. They have the whole week off, and then in a couple weeks, well, not a couple weeks, but like a month.
I'm shook.
In a month, they'll have the normal spring break. Kids, I'm telling you, kids these days, they get more time off than ever before.
They really do.
They get more minimum days than ever before. And teachers deserve it, by the way. Teachers need a break, and I'm not just saying that because I live with one and she'll kill me if I say anything else. My best friend's a teacher, his wife's a teacher, my wife's a teacher. It's exhausting. I can't even imagine and she's a special education teacher. My wife comes home sometimes beat up and scratched.
Oh yeah,
and
I know. My brother did that.
So shout out to all the teachers out there. You're not listening. Unless you're off like my wife.
By the way, the reason they do this is because with obviously 4-day weekend, people would just take the Thursday and the Tuesday off. So instead of a bunch of kids missing school the week before, they just made it a long week. That's also what they do for Thanksgiving break. That's why they give you the whole week, because no one goes to school on the Monday and Tuesday.
I had none of that growing up.
Yeah,
none of it.
I was going to say, you had to go to school. And you know what? If you don't show up, you have an attendance responsibility. And
then you're in trouble.
That's all we got. We got in trouble. But now it's just, hey, here's ski week.
Ski week.
Enjoy skiing or whatever.
Also, I love that, Matt, you're that kids these days get so many fewer days of school, and it's literally still 180. It's always 180 days of school.
But where are they making up for it?
Well, it goes longer or it starts earlier.
I'm school starts in early August now.
Yeah, I guess.
That being said, when we went to school, we had blocks of you'd go a month and a half without a 3-day weekend. And you're just exhausted by the end of it. Now it's you just had Christmas break, go back to school for a month, then you get a week off, then you go back for a month, then you get another week off. Easy mode.
We got to do recess was the time that you got to look forward to if you had those long bulks of no days
That's
off.
True.
Wow, it almost sounds like those were bad ideas and maybe we should have changed it.
Well, regardless, their life is easier than mine, old man, or whatever.
I never got ski week, but I have heard of this before where they just give you a week off in the middle of February.
That's nice. I also had a mom that a lot of parents do mental health days. You ever heard of these? Yeah. Where it's okay, you can you don't have to go to school today if you're just not feeling up to it.
Yeah,
my mom was if you're homesick, you can't leave bed, no video games, nothing. My mom was hardcore.
First of all, I never was that kid. I don't miss days. If I'm sick, unless I'm in my bed deathly sick, I can't do it.
Oh, I wish I had mental health days. Boy. Just stay home, play video games.
Sick days. I always had sick days lined up. Yep. Never used them.
Not me. Pity me. My life is so hard. Now I talk about sports for a living. It is lunch break. If you want to call in and share your trauma about your days at school, you can. 916-339-1140, 800-920-1140. Jumping into some Kings conversation. Kayla, we talked earlier about Zach LaVine being out for the season. He's having hand surgery. It's that fifth finger pinky issue that he was dealing with. But can we just there doesn't have to be emotion attached to this. It doesn't have to be a shot fired in any which direction. It's just the reality. And I think we can all sides come to the table and agree. It is in the best interest of everybody that Zach LaVine has played his last basketball game as a King. Mm-hmm. It's in the best. I don't know if it's going to happen because He's still going to make $49 million next year, assuming he picks up that contract, which all indication says he will. And good luck trying to move that before the season starts. Maybe you can move it as an expiring deal at the trade deadline. Maybe. I don't know if they're going to be able to move it before the season starts. So I would say it's still very likely that Zach LaVine is the Sacramento King to start next season. But I sincerely hope, and I would say this to, like, not a disrespectful way to Zach, I sincerely hope I don't have to watch Zach LaVine play another game as a Sacramento King again, ever.
Look, I have no ties to him. I came in this season kind of knowing the past of why Zach LaVine was even here, which I don't think was really the greatest argument to begin with. I don't feel like Zach LaVine was necessarily a fit from the start here, and it got just progressively worse. Right. So, again, I personally am not trying to ever attack Zach LaVine because I don't know him, and I haven't covered him long enough to do that. But what I will say, I agree with you, the best interest of the team and moving forward as a Sacramento Kings organization is to not have Zach LaVine on your roster or not have him playing for you until you can, move on from him. And this kind of, for them this year, having his hand surgery that he's going to have, and I don't know what day that will be on, it's almost the best case scenario. Not for him as an individual. No one wants to deal with injury, but for the team, because it's just one less person that's in that log jam of guards, right? That we've been talking endlessly about from the start of the season. It's one less thing for Doug Christie to have to explain or worry about when putting his lineups out there or, doing his decision making in terms of when am I going to get that veteran that time, because I kind of have to. Now you kind of just have to worry about DeMar DeRozan and Russell Westbrook for the most part.
Which I think they're just going to be staples throughout the remainder.
I think so too, and I think my argument for those two as well, guys, and gals out there, is that they feel that those two are leaders and can kind of help on the court as well. Maybe DeMar more than Westbrook in terms of play compared to a Zach LaVine, where I just don't think Zach was necessarily benefiting the youth in any way.
The conversation about Zach LaVine is so layered, and it's impossible to separate the layers, but we'll do as best as we can. The reality is you cannot talk about, look at, or acknowledge Zach LaVine's time in Sacramento without acknowledging or bringing up De'Aaron Fox. You can't. And you also can't do it without bringing up ownership. Zach LaVine will forever be one of the key mistakes on a long list of Vivek Ranadive's management resume. Like, that's just it.
Bad.
And Monty McNair, whether it was his fault or not, how much he owns it or not, Monty McNair is the guy that, as the general manager, he's the guy that did it, whether he did it as a lame duck GM or not, and he knew his days were done or not, whatever. Like, it was a catastrophically stupid, short-sighted, dumb, bad move that I don't think any other team in the league would have done, but the Kings did it, and now they have to. So, talking about Zach LaVine and acknowledging all of that has nothing to do with Zach LaVine, and that's the hard part for fans sometimes to remember, myself included, because it's not Zach's fault at all. The Bulls gave him that contract.
Absolutely,
the Kings were just silly enough to trade for it.
Sure.
So I don't blame Zach at all for saying, I'm taking this $49 million. I don't blame Zach one bit for it. What I do blame Zach for is 20 games into the season, Zach looked like he had completely lost any interest in playing here. And that's where we have to take what Scott Perry said at face value. I want volunteers, not hostages. There is not a more obvious hostage in Sacramento than Zach LaVine. So, move on.
And that's a thing. It just fit on the court? No. Fit in terms of this team and what it's trying to do moving forward? No. And I don't really know, what Zach's future is wherever it is. I mean, we might be talking about this at the next spot that he's at. I mean, he's not totally convinced me throughout his career yet that he's naturally gifted when it comes to scoring. There's no doubt about it. But if you can't do it consistently and do it to where you are helping out your team more than you're talking about the stuff we're talking about, I don't really know how much that's going to help a team in the like. Is he going to turn the switch on?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Part of Zach LaVine his career that he has to wear too is he has been. There's no other way to put it. He's a losing player. His entire career has been losing. His entire career, with the exception of one flash in the can year in Chicago. And you could argue, was it his team? Was it DeMar's team? It was Lonzo Ball that unlocked him before Lonzo got hurt again. Like, his entire career, he's been a losing player. And what's so crazy about watching Zach play is offensively, he can do whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
That man is nothing but net everywhere on the floor. He is unbelievably gifted offensively, but it has never in his career translated to winning. But all credit to him because it got him paid.
Right. And you can't help that part.
And if that's your motivation, again, who am I to tell you anything? I'm motivated by how much money I make 100%.
I would think I make too much money. I think I get paid more.
Like, he is absolutely motivated by money and taking care of his family, and that's fantastic. I can't necessarily blame him for that, but I can acknowledge that it ain't here.
You know what I'd like to, when it's all said and done for Zach LaVine? I'd like for the reporter that sits down with him at the end of his career, and this could even be something where it turns around for him, and just be like, how frustrating did it bother you to be, dealing with losing more than you did it?
Yeah.
Like, I'm really curious because I feel like if it does bother him, he has a heck of a way of putting up a front that it doesn't bother him. Because I feel like if that was DeMar, and I know DeMar hasn't gotten to the mountaintop, but DeMar's won games a lot and been on winning teams. Westbrook has been, but if they don't show that necessarily in a way that's like, kick back and whatever. That's just, I don't see it with LaVine that he's frustrated that he just loses.
Can I answer that question how I think Zach LaVine would answer that question?
Yeah, I'd love for you
If I'm Zach LaVine, I'm saying my career is a success story. I was a max contract player. I was an all-star. I'm up there with one of the best slam dunk contest performances of all time. My career is a success. I didn't win a championship ring, but do we think he's primarily motivated by that? Do we think Zach LaVine's primarily motivated by winning a title? No.
I don't think, I don't think that is necessarily the case.
And so different people have different ideas
You're
of what
right.
success
Not
is.
all players are the same, and they are not all wired, and they don't have the same motors. You're exactly right.
This was a major conversation around De'Aaron Fox because a lot of Kings fans felt like Fox his number one motivation was not winning basketball games. Now, he's a competitor, but I believe what's most important to De'Aaron Fox is his family and making as much money as he possibly can to go back to San Antonio where his wife is from and be in a situation like Fox does care about competing. And if Fox has an opportunity to compete for a title, he's going to go 100% for it. But I don't think Fox's primary motivation is winning a championship. I don't need a ring to cement my legacy. And I think Zach LaVine's the exact same way. He has a lovely wife, a lovely family. He's closer to home now in Sacramento. So there's a comment in the comment section. If Zach wants to leave, he won't take that option. Zach can take $49 million and live in Sacramento for a year and continue to play basketball and put up points when called upon. And then he'll become a bidding war for the next group. And somebody out there will pay something, not $49 million, but somebody out there will pay a significant amount of money for a pure scorer that is Zach LaVine with the notion, but he'll work here. We'll make it work here. There's always somebody.
And he probably will just cruise, right?
Maybe.
It's just, maybe he'll have success. Maybe he'll be on a winning, we never know. But right now, the pattern for him has not necessarily been that.
Yep.
I think also in the NBA, there is tremendous value for these two guards or wing players that can shoot the three at the level he does at the volume he has it at. It's just not $49 million is the value. Those guys are great number 3s. Those guys are great number 4s.
Exactly.
Tyler Heroes and Michael Porter Jr.'s and guys like that have shown that guy can be important to winning basketball, but it's not as your highest paid player.
Yeah, no, I think if Zach LaVine made $32 million a year, no one would talk.
No.
Other than the fact that, okay, can you win with Zach LaVine? But nobody would talk about the money he makes, period.
No,
because
but it's the money.
Yeah. But also, the NBA is transitioning into point guards are 6'6" and bigger. Like,
I know.
if you're someone who, the pure scoring 2 guard is a thing of the past, or it's transitioning out because the game is played so much on the perimeter and with so much size and so much skill that if you're a turnstile off or defensively, there might not be a spot for you on the floor because we can't win without having an Amen Thompson or somebody, a Herb Jones, somebody on the perimeter that can do both, that can at least stay in front of their man. And Zach's never really been able to do that. And that's why we're seeing guards like Malik Monk, significant value decrease around the league because Monk is a very talented scoring, playmaking guard off the bench. But he's, in modern NBA, he's undersized.
Yes.
And his position is just not what it used to be. So the game is changing and leaving some of those scores in the past.
Also, point guards aren't point guards anymore. They're primary ball handlers and secondary ball handlers.
Which, by the way, when we start talking about some of these prospects, as much as I like one of them, I worry about one of those things. Like when we're talking about
what do you mean?
Size. When we're talking about one of these prospects.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha. Yes, we'll get to that in just a second. I never know how to pronounce his name in the YouTube chat. Campeo Silva. Matt, you're crazy. Fox wants to play or went to play with Wemby. He wants to win. Those are two different things. I'm not saying De'Aaron Fox doesn't want to win basketball games. Of course he does. I don't think De'Aaron Fox's primary motivation in life is to win a championship. It's the same thing with Zach LaVine. I think Zach would much rather play for a good team that wins and gets all the accolades and all the recognition. I think Zach would love to average 25 points per game on a perpetual winning team. He's never really done it in his career, and he's still got the bag, and he's still been an all-star, and he still has a dunk title. So he's got plenty. And that's the point.
Probably still going to be here one more season sitting around or playing for maybe not anything that's worth much.
And maybe if DeMar DeRozan and Russell Westbrook are gone next year, and Zach's still on this team, and he is just go out and get buckets next to rookie X, maybe
increase his value too.
Maybe that's his path.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I hope that Zach LaVine doesn't play another game as a Sacramento King. And I think Zach hopes the same damn thing, but Zach's not turning down $49 million in order to do it. Why would he?
I definitely wouldn't. I definitely would take that money, but I just am not that person either. Mind-wise, I would think differently.
Should the Kings bring Russell Westbrook back?
I'm not opposed to it because what is it really costing him? You're not going to have that jam anymore. He can come off the bench. I mean, I don't see it being a huge problem in one more year of having a guy around that is a leader and that shows the young guys how to do things the right way. I don't see it's an issue. I mean, they're not going to win a title next year.
Right. The only way I can see Russell Westbrook coming back is if the Kings once again are the only team that wants him.
Well, you were asking the question would I care if he was back?
Right.
I said no, it wouldn't bug me.
Right.
I'd be okay with him, but I don't know if he chooses to be back.
Well, I don't think he wants to be back.
Yeah.
I don't think his
would
fans
you?
want no.
If he can help it.
But my point is, from the Kings' perspective, if the only way Russell Westbrook is able to come back and willing to come back is because for the second year in a row, you were the only team that wanted him, shouldn't that tell you about whether or not you should have him on your team to begin with?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't want Russell Westbrook back. I've enjoyed the year, kind of. I mean, I haven't. I've hated this season, but I've enjoyed the moments that Russ has given us. I've enjoyed seeing Russell Westbrook purple Kings jersey, cool, great, wonderful. It's the same way I feel about Vince Carter and Zach Randolph. Awesome.
We kind of thought it would go worse.
Huh?
The Russ time in Sacramento when he first got signed. He hasn't been bad.
Oh, yes, he has. He's been bad. But he's made more threes. But Russell Westbrook has been bad. Russell Westbrook is one of the...
You think the whole season he's been bad?
He's not been the worst. There's been players worse than him, for sure.
I thought it was going to go worse. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I hear that.
Yeah.
I thought the Russ in Sacramento thing was going to be pretty bad, and he's been not the problem.
he's been part of the problem.
I think recently he's been more.
And I know Russell Westbrook fans are going to come after me for it. I'm not saying Russell Westbrook is the reason why the Sacramento Kings are the worst team in the league, but I'm saying Russell Westbrook is a direct contributor to the Sacramento Kings losing basketball games, and he's done it again and again and again. You know who also has done it? DeMar DeRozan, Mr. Fourth Quarter, Mr. Clutch Scorer, who has not scored in the clutch this season. We already talked about Zach LaVine. Like, the point is, it has nothing to do with one of these guys individually. But one of the reasons why Russell Westbrook continues to be out there in the fourth quarter, and Doug Christie would never say this, but in my opinion, one of the reasons why Russell Westbrook continues to be out there in the fourth quarter of a close game is because at some point Russ is going to Russ. And if you win the game off of that, okay, fun moment, neat. He hit a big three. Bam, slap yourself in the head celebration. It's kind of cool. It's fun. It's a Russ moment. Yay. But a lot of times Russ is going to take a bad shot or do something crazy, and it's not going to work out. And I'm not doing this to single out Russell Westbrook. My point is, like, move on. Move on. I think Russ wants to move on. I think the Kings should want to move on. The way I really value Russell Westbrook is Russ is an example to everybody in that locker room that you can play hard no matter the situation. And Russ does that. And that's one of the reasons why the Sacramento Kings love him. And if that was the reason that you're bringing him back, I guess I could get behind it. But from a basketball standpoint, I don't think he contributes to winning basketball games.
Yeah.
Which, again, maybe is that your point?
I don't think it's I don't think it's contributing to necessarily winning basketball games. But I don't know, again, if that, like, next year they want to win more games, I'm sure. But at the same time, they're in complete rebuilding mode still.
Right.
And this is going to continue for a couple more years.
Right.
But I'm not going to be like, this is the end of the world if Russell Westbrook is back next year, because that's the least of my concerns.
Not at all. Same thing with DeMar.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, that's why I said that particularly with that.
I completely agree with you. I think it's a totally right.
But
for me personally, I don't need to see it because I know what it is.
And I get that point. I think a lot of fans are at that point too.
Yeah. And I especially don't need to see it either if Kingston Flemings is the pick or Darren Peterson.
Which there's no way that you'd be seeing Russ out there majority of the time if you get one of those guys.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Now, if it's AJ DeBonsa and you need a point guard.
A little bit different.
Exactly. The circumstance changed. For me personally, Russ, it's been fun covering. No, it hasn't. It's been interesting covering, and hasn't been fun because of Russ. It's the circumstance in general. This team sucks, every bit of it. And the only thing endearing about this team to me, other than the draft picks that they have going forward, is the potential of Dylan Cardwell, Maxime Reynaud, Neek Clifford, maybe even Devin Carter to some extent. Keegan Murray, I'll throw into that group as well. Because I don't know what their future is. I know what Russ's is. Future Hall of Famer, awesome. Go do that as somebody else with somebody else. Right. Same thing with DeMar. Same thing with Zach. And we'll see who they can get rid of.
Let me get to this comment in the YouTube chat. Always enjoy you guys getting involved in the conversation. So, Manazit says, it's not a complete rebuild until Zach and Domas are off the team. And I get what he's saying with that, because that's why we've been preaching on this show so much. We need these big contracts, these veterans gone before we can start to see an actual rebuild happening.
Yep.
What I'll say to that, though, that maybe turns it a little bit in terms of we just have to realize it is a rebuild is, I mean, I don't know how much Zach is really going to be contributing, moving forward. Domantas Sabonis is the question mark.
Yes.
And I think I get what he's saying with that. Like, until that piece is moved, it's hard for us to say, like, are they keeping him? And it's more of a, like, reboot.
Yep.
And it's hard right now to say that because we've heard rumors that they've been interested in trading him.
Right.
Could they do it in the summertime? So I get where that's a good question, and it's an interesting question or statement.
I think what with Sabonis specifically, it's the curiosity of, can you reboot, if that's and
I know I'm making up our words now in terms of reboot, rebuild.
What's good about you doing that though, Kayla? I don't think you what's good about you doing that is because Scott has not married himself to the rebuild term, period.
That's a good point.
All of us, I think, most of us in Sacramento do not want the Kings to just try and retool and take a shortcut again. That's been a problem. And I think there's a fear of, if you try and keep Domas here, that's what you're going to try and do. But the other side of that is, you don't want to not get any value for Domas, which is one of the reasons. That's why they didn't trade him he had suitors at the deadline. Washington, Toronto, they had opportunities, but they didn't like the value in return, and they feel they can get better value elsewhere. And after the De'Aaron Fox situation, I know people feel a certain type of way about that. So I do think that was interesting. Rich, before we go to break, we'll get you on. What's up, Rich? How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. You guys talk about this rebuilding, man. I'm running out of time, my friend. I was born and raised in Sacramento, now in San Diego, and hell, I'm almost 71, and I'm still waiting on a championship.
I feel you.
That's awesome.
Rich, we're gonna get it for you by 75. Let's call our shot with that. I have no idea. I hope so.
Within 4 years.
Within 4 years.
Hey, that's okay.
Do it for Rich. Do it for
Let's do it for
G-Man.
Rich.
Do it for
Hashtag.
Jerry Reynolds.
Yeah, hashtag.
If they win a championship within 4 years, I will do anything on the air. Like, you can name any bet, I will do it. Like, I
don't think it's happening, but we can manifest.
To win a championship in 4 years would be
Do
crazy.
we have those note things?
How about yes, we can do a
Post-it note.
We'll do that during the break. How about this? How about from age 75 to 85? They're going to be 10 of the best years of Rich's life because the Kings are going to be a perpetual competitive team during that time.
Perfect.
Whether they win a title or not, hopefully they do. But the end of Rich's life is going to be
like, I'm 71. I'm like, Rich, that's the new 61.
Yep.
All right, Rich?
Rich is going to be living. Rich is going to be driving his floating car and be an exercise demon, riding his bike everywhere and stuff like that, listening to the 3-time NBA champion Sacramento Kings in his 90s. That's what we're doing. That's called manifestation right there. We're going to take the break. When we come back, let's switch gears to the NFL. We do have to talk about Darren Peterson and Kingston Flemings in particular, too, because Kayla Anderson has some thoughts about them. So we'll talk about those prospects, some NFL notes and news around the league as well before we get to Kayla's Olympic Minute. It's all still to come here on Matt and Kayla, Sac Sports.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
We're chatting during the break with Christopher Laud, of course, from the morning show, board-up producer extraordinaire, also like one of many bosses in this. Like Chris just handles everything. He's also a huge wrestling fan,
right?
But don't ever say WWE to him. No, it's AEW.
Yeah,
AEW.
It's a difference.
Yeah, and he did an exclusive interview earlier today in our beautiful set, podcast studio, whatever you want to call it, downstairs with one of the stars from AEW Wrestling. And I want to make sure, because Chris left the room, and I want to make sure I say the name right, because if I get it wrong, not only will I get yelled at,
you will be,
I will be
in the
big
ring.
trouble. Willow Nightingale. That's who it
Perfect.
was. Willow Nightingale joined Chris downstairs for an exclusive interview because AEW is in town. So if you're interested at all in AEW Wrestling, Willow Nightingale was here in the studio.
Check it out.
Doing an interview with Christopher Laud, who is like the guru of AEW Wrestling, at least in this area. He's nutso about it. And he abandoned me in the WWE. Chris used to, when I worked here as an intern and a part-timer, anytime I left my social media open, Chris would change my profile picture to like John Cena or post pictures of John Cena and talk about how he's my hero and everything like that. I still have those pictures up, by the way. I never deleted them. It's like my...
That's cool.
Like my, whatever, term of...
Reminiscing.
Yeah, it's like my what is the... not hazing, but like I had to pay my due, I guess.
Well, kind of hazing. Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean,
John Cena, the worst place to be hazed.
Rookie football players, they have to hold the helmets and pads and all that. That's hazing.
That's true. That is true. Before we get to the NFL, really quick, speaking of rookies, we're paying close attention now, of course, to college basketball, and there's a lot of college basketball action going on right now to see who the future Kings rookie will be, and two players in particular that you wanted to talk about, Kayla, both in the guard variety. Darren Peterson might have done it again during the weekend, and Kingston Flemings from Houston really caught your eye.
Yeah, so I'll start off with Darren Peterson. I'm on DP watch. I'm just going to make that
Gotta
statement.
be careful with that.
What? Darren Peterson?
You're fine. Keep going.
Why? Is this bad? Did I say something?
Could be innuendo, but we're not children. Keep going.
Well, I didn't even know that one, and I actually usually know all of the innuendo.
You're fine. Keep going. It was innocent.
Okay.
I'll tell you that one in the break.
Okay, lovely. Well, take it for the fact that I didn't mean if it was something bad. So anyway, I am on Darren Peterson watch, and I will say this. There's been a lot of games that Kansas has played this year that have been big. They've been big games. I mean, they've done the Arizona thing here recently where he did not play. Mm-hmm. Then they just played Iowa State this past weekend where he was back from being supposedly sick. He did play, right? So he did start the game. He did not play well. He had 10 points. He played about 24 minutes.
Yeah, that happens.
He had like some turnovers. It just didn't play well.
Yeah, bad games happen.
That's fine. Bad games happen. But then it whittled into the second half and really not seeing him out on the court. And again, it's the pattern thing that I'm watching. The pattern in terms of like, is he really competing because he loves the game?
Yep.
Or is he just, thinking, once I get to the NBA, I'll turn it on? I don't know if that's a thing. So I'm on Darren Peterson watch.
Okay.
Kingston Flemings, on the other hand,
Yep.
watched that game last night.
Yep.
Houston and who was it?
Iowa State, wasn't it?
No, that was Iowa State was Kansas.
That was Kansas.
I'm watching so many of these games right now, I can't keep track of them. Anyway, they played last night, and I thought Kingston Flemings, and like he has been recently, was great.
It was Iowa State last night.
So Iowa State.
Iowa State played Kansas and
God!
Houston.
I was like, "There's
You're
no way."
losing your mind.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So they went from playing. That's crazy.
Yeah.
They had a day in between, and Iowa State, by the way, winning both of these games.
Yeah.
Shout out Iowa State. Houston played, well, but just couldn't get it done at the end. But Kingston Flemings, the only thing that I worry about, because he's really active, like he's really athletic.
Yep.
I love the competition he brings. You can see it on the court. I think he's a little undersized. And I think that's the one thing when we were talking about size, and like he's a little undersized. And you can, just watching him out there, you can even tell.
Yeah, he's the tradition. He looks kind of the traditional point guard build. He's very much a scoring guard.
Sure.
There are guards that like that, like Tyrese Maxey in Philly.
Yeah.
It exists, and it can work. You just have to be at such a high level that you're undeniable. But plus Tyrese Maxey plays defense. And hopefully
Exactly.
Kingston Flemings could
yeah.
as well. Let's put there's no doubt about it. I'm not going to even pretend like right now that I wouldn't say that if on draft lottery night, if the Kings fall to 5, I'm not going to melt down like a little baby because I please no. But let's put it this way. The consolation prize, if Kingston Flemings or Caleb Wilson ends up being your consolation prize, it's not like the world has ended for the Sacramento Kings, which is why it's so imperative that they stay at number 1 because you don't want to fall out of that top 5. Like, there is going to be a good player for you in that top 5.
Mm-hmm.
And if it ends up being Kingston Flemings or Caleb Wilson, again, I would rather have AJ DeBonsa. I would take him number 1 overall right now. That's me personally.
Sure.
I would be disappointed to see him wearing anything but a Kings uniform.
Yeah.
But if you were to tell me in a handful of years Kingston Flemings or Caleb Wilson were the best player out of this draft, and they were in a Sacramento Kings uniform, AJ who?
Yeah.
Like that's how it works. That's how it works.
Basically happened with that De'Aaron Fox class where it was like there's 5 guys and you can't go wrong. And those 5 were Markelle Fultz, Lonzo
they
Ball.
went wrong. Also wrong.
Jason Tatum.
Really great.
Josh Jackson. And that one was really bad.
Yeah.
And De'Aaron Fox.
Yep. And Donovan Mitchell fell to 10. No.
That's crazy.
11? 13.
Yeah.
And the Kings could have taken him.
That's crazy.
Stupid.
No, but instead they traded down and got Justin Jackson?
Justin Jackson and Harry Giles.
That's right.
Oh,
whoopsies.
I think, you know what? Donovan Mitchell, whatever.
Yeah.
Getting Harry Giles, that was worth it.
Could have had a Fox and Mitchell backcourt at that draft. Whatever.
We talk some football.
Yeah. Let's before we doom and gloom, let's get into the football world. Once again, the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan is used to dealing with problems. And it's never a bad thing when your organization is constantly being targeted to get your talent that you have in your coaching staff, right? That means you're doing something right. The Sacramento Kings dealt with it for a year. Jordy Fernandez got poached away from Mike Brown, right? It's a good thing. It means you're doing something right. But Kyle is just getting his assistants over the last handful of years, his coordinators, all of them just picked clean. And they lost another valuable assistant this weekend.
Yeah, so the Seahawks are reportedly hiring San Francisco 49ers tight ends coach and run game coordinator Brian Fleury as their new offensive coordinator up there. Obviously, Clinton Kubiak going to your Las Vegas Raiders. Woo! And I think what is interesting about like what you just mentioned about Shanahan is he is so good at bringing in the right coaches to help his team every single year. And he does lose them almost every single year, a lot of them. And it's like, at what point do you keep on being able to filter in these guys? And if that's the case, then he's a lot better coach than I even give him credit for now. Because that's really, really hard to do and actually make it result in wins on the field.
Yep.
So this one in particular, George Kittle, clearly works really closely with Fleury. And I know Fleury or George Kittle put out something that said, like, it was a little bit sentimental. And clearly he's been a big part of that team in developing, not only the tight ends, but he's helped with the run game. So it's a big gain for Seattle, who needs to replace their OC. But again, it's just one more assistant for Shanahan that is like, okay, I got to bring in someone here that's going to make an impact when we're still trying to win and we're still trying to be at the top because we're expected to be.
If I'm a young assistant, though, I want to work for Kyle Shanahan because he's become a coaching factory.
I know. I'm
he
like,
puts you on the map.
Here's my resume.
Yep.
I'm like, whenever you're ready for me to come in, here we go.
Special teams coach, put me in the film room, whatever you want. I'll be a head coach in 7 years.
Probably one of the best things to do is work, if you really want to climb up the ladder fast, is work for Shanahan.
Well, there's a lot worse problems to have. There's a lot worse places to be. Miami, Florida is not a bad place. The Dolphins are a bad team. And they went to town, cutting many players, 5 players in total, including a guy you might know as Tyreek Hill. Ever heard of him? Remember when he was like the top receiver in the league a handful of years ago? Yeah, he gone. Bradley Chubb, gone. And now they're going to see if they can trade Tua Tagovailoa. So,
I think they will.
They'll try.
Because, John Eric Sullivan, who's the new GM there that came down from Green Bay, is clearly trying to clean house. And you have to sometimes do that when the old regime and what was there was not working. The biggest part of that is to cut ties with a quarterback that you clearly don't believe in and you are not not only the head coach's pick, you're not the GM's pick as well. And so I think they're going to move on from him as well. But, like, cleaning house right there, that is the definition of what they're doing in Miami. It's going to be interesting to see, like, how they move forward. And, again, how long will this whole thing take?
So if they cut Tua, the reason why they haven't just included him in the cuts is they would absorb over $90 million in cap by cutting him,
Correct.
right? What team is trading for Tua Tagovailoa with that contract to be their top guy?
None. As a backup, I could see him in some places, but you're not trading for that contract.
You're going to pay that much money to your backup?
No.
Unless, are you the Colts? Do you even think about it?
Maybe.
They would have to pay down a significant portion of the contract.
Yeah, they're going to have to eat part of it.
But I don't even know what a fit is. Like, I don't even know if Tua is really a fit there.
What is? Yeah, exactly. What is a fit for Tua?
Yeah,
not getting
a backup,
crushed.
A backup for Cam Ward and the Titans. I don't know.
Somewhere where he has an offensive line, so he doesn't get killed anymore. Poor guy.
I think Pittsburgh would be fun.
Pittsburgh doesn't even know what they're doing. They don't even know who they're starting. So you think he'd be a starting quarterback in Pittsburgh? In that weather? He couldn't even play. Tua couldn't play anywhere he would go.
I said fun, not good.
Like, he could not play in Pittsburgh. That boy cannot do cold weather.
Well, we'll see what happens with Tua. I don't think he's going anywhere, man. I don't think you're going to be able to trade him unless you're, like, paying pretty much everything.
No, they're just going to take the dead cap hit.
The Dolphins are finning.
Boo.
Not in a good spot. Haha, worse than the Raiders. Suckers.
Yeah, they might be.
We'll see.
They might be.
Watch the Raiders trade for Tua Tagovailoa for no reason. That would be a very Raider thing to do.
Yeah, it would.
We'll take the break. When we come back, a positive Kayla Olympic Minute. She's here to tell us Team USA has won all the golds. We're in first place, and every country sucks except for us.
Say that
That's what she's going to say. Coming up next.
Hey, it's Flo here to say drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Nice. With my new savings, I'll get some hiking gear. It'll be great for my outdoor era.
I don't know if it counts as an era if you just buy stuff.
I got a cute hiking backpack. It's an outdoor era.
Well, you only bought one thing. I don't think it's an era.
Well, I think we're in a agree to disagree era.
Yeah, sure, you're probably right. Anyway, with the money you could save by switching to Progressive, you can afford to switch to other things in life. It's
my savings era.
Also, everything you do is not an era.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
All Americans should do what they can to prepare for the future. Donald Trump Jr. here with an important message. More and more Americans are looking for ways to diversify their hard-earned money, and gold is the perfect solution. For example, a gold IRA from my trusted friends at the Birch Gold Group lets you diversify your IRA or 401k into physical gold with zero taxes and zero penalties. You stay in control with a tangible asset that's held value for thousands of years. And right now, Birch Gold is offering a free info kit to help you understand how it works. Just text the word SECURE, SECURE, to 989898. There's no pressure, no obligation, just the facts. You can't predict the future, but you can be prepared, but only if you educate yourself. So take that first step right now. Text SECURE to the number 989898 today. That's SECURE to 989898.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3720. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at pepsipromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of PepsiCo Inc.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now during our President's Day sales event. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Come celebrate at Stockton Honda and get huge savings on our giant selection. Plus top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Join Sactown Sports Downtown before every Kings game and pick up an In-Shape Fitness Kings Rally Towel while supplies last. If you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong. Start the year strong and join today at InShape.com.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Apparently, CBS Sports ranked the top 30 front offices in the NBA. Care to guess where the Kings are?
29.
30th.
Yes.
We're worse than the Pelicans?
Pelicans are 29.
What the heck?
The Bulls are 28.
Just kick us when
is
we're
this
down.
Hold on, is this Sam Quinn?
I don't know.
Who wrote the story?
I don't know. It's NBA Central is the one that put the post out, and they just said that they just show the rankings. I don't know. There's no link to an article or anything like that.
Kicking us when we're down.
Whatever.
Thanks a
I was like,
lot.
Sam Quinn doesn't like the Kings, so
We don't even care.
It's
Who
CBS.
cares?
But we don't like Sam Quinn.
Who
Take
even
that.
He's very nice, but he just doesn't like the Kings.
Like who
Take
even,
that,
who even cares? Like it doesn't even bother me that much. Like who cares, right? Like whatever. There's other things, right? We could like die tomorrow or something.
Okay, where did that go for a turn? That's a really drastic
Who
turn.
cares?
It's Matt's coping.
Why would we like who
Dang.
who even like whatever?
Let's get to some positive news.
Yeah.
Why don't we?
Yeah. Like why would we care about the Sacramento Kings when the Olympics are on?
Yeah.
Kayla's Olympic Minute, save us.
All right, it's time for my Olympic Minute. Yes, maybe it was a little bit dreadful on Friday. It left us all going into the 3-day weekend feeling bad.
And it started bad for Quad God.
It did start bad for Quad God. I know, but
So he just choked, right? That's what we're concluding.
He fell. Leave him alone. There's a lot on his shoulders.
he's so freaking talented. Well, he has plenty of years in front of him.
Quad
He
God
used
will be
his
back.
own voice in the music while he was falling.
Quad God will be back,
He will.
and he will shut up all the haters.
Yeah.
I'm Team Quad God.
I am too. Meanwhile, remember me talking about the what was it, the moguls? Remember I was like, yeah, and we're just.
I watched
moguls
some of that
are-
this week.
Yeah.
No, we're the mogul capital of the world.
Women in U.S. like they know how to mogul it.
We mogul better than you mogul.
Yeah. Jalen Koff,
Hell yeah.
women's dual moguls. Jalen Koff, yes, she comes home with the silver.
Let's go, Jalen. Mogul.
Right? And Elizabeth Lemley bringing home the bronze.
Let's
for
go,
Team
Liz.
US.
What about gold? Who won gold?
No gold there.
Someone else out moguled us for gold?
Yeah,
That
but
was
I
2
don't.
medals, though.
They cheated.
But that's 2 out of 3.
That's good.
On the podium.
They just cheated.
That's American U.S. Why did I just say American national anthem? You know where
I mean, that is technically what it is.
I know.
Do they play it twice?
Sounded, no.
That would be hilarious.
Oh, I thought they do.
I don't think
No
so.
way.
I don't think they do.
That'd be horrible.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
That'd be hilarious, though.
Well,
Have two
dude,
different
one for
singers.
each person gets their moment in the sun.
That's just a lot of time.
That'd be a
But
lot.
maybe they do.
National anthem's kind of long.
It is. Men's 500 meter in speed skating.
Yeah.
That's a great event, by the way. Now, this is where Jordan Stoltz took home gold.
Let's go, Jordan.
That's right. He took home the gold. I love speed skating. It's actually really interesting to watch. Those blades, by the way, like we talk about figure skating and those blades, these are like twice the size of those. Like, don't fall and cut someone with those.
You know what's crazy is watching speed skating on TV.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they're going very fast.
I know,
and you're
but
just
they
like,
really are.
You're just like, okay. And then they do the side shot, and they're like,
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
And they're doing corners
Yeah,
and
no.
stuff, which is insane to think about.
That's the same thing with like the bobsled. Like you think
Yeah.
it's just like, you're driving it. No, that thing is
No.
going like faster than a car on the freeway.
Exactly. And speaking of that, the women's monobob bobsleigh event.
Let's go.
Alana Myers-Taylor brings home gold. She was 41 years old. She's the oldest player to bring home a gold in the event.
Wow.
Yes.
Bob is an American name.
right.
Bobsled is an American sport. gold.
I think
Alana.
There was another person up there who was also in her 30s, and I was like, dang, America's got bobsled or monobob on lock.
Yeah, and
Listen.
by the way, another woman podiumed for the U.S. in that. Kaylee I can't really pronounce her name. Armbruster Humphreys. Kaylee Armbruster Humphreys took home the bronze, so that another 2 podium.
Oh, that's her.
event.
K-A-H.
Oh, yeah, so that's her.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, so they dominated.
So I was watching the first rounds. There were 3 U.S. people in the top 5.
Yeah, it's big time.
And then, that's cool. And then she's like 38 or something. I was
Yeah,
like, dang, the
no.
38-year-old and the 41-year-old
Representing.
USA, baby.
And then today, recently, again, if you're listening to this, change it real
Spoilers.
quick because
Spoilers.
this will be on prime time. But United States in the men's big air freestyle skiing events, Mac Forehand taking home a silver for
Mac
the U.S.
Forehand? That is a winning name.
Mac Forehand. So if you piss him off, you're getting the front and the forehand.
he was playing the wrong sport. He should have been a tennis player.
Exactly, right?
4.
And then the men's team pursuit and speed skating, again, the United States for the men's team pursuit taking home silver.
Oh my God, we're just
in
medal
that
after medal after
event.
medal.
So let me give you the recent tracker, guys.
Speed
in terms
skating
of the medals, because this is a big weekend for us. We needed to get up there in terms of some of these medals. Norway leading the way.
Damn it.
31 medals.
Oh.
Italy, the home country.
No.
24.
We're still top.
And the United States earning some medals today at 21 overall.
Oh, we're 10 down of first
We are
place.
10 down. Well, yeah.
We're cooked.
Can I just say Norway is like stacking the books a bit? Because like there's like a dozen of these different biathlon events.
Uh-huh.
It's like running the track in the summer games. It's like there's a 4x75, there's a 20K individual, there's a 30K individual, there's a dual, team relay. Like there's so many different events in this biathlon thing.
Investigate Norway. What are they doing?
You might want to. They've
I'm
got
just saying
14
that
gold, by
their
the way,
medals
too.
might not be authentic.
Speaking of which, have you seen this trend of medals breaking?
Yeah, I did. I looked that up, and I'm a little bit perplexed by what's going on here.
Like, we gotta...
How does gold break? That makes me question, is this gold?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm winning an Olympic medal, that thing better be 100% real, that it can live through the test of time, because that's going to be in my family for generations. If it breaks, just wearing it around my neck.
So are they
Bronze
coming
can
off
break.
the ribbons?
Oh.
Or are
I've
they
seen them, like, snap in half.
Okay, that's...
Like a chocolate coin.
That is very concerning. Yeah, right? Like, let's say one of them, they drop it. It's like, wait, this is a chocolate bar? It's not an... Do you see those coins?
Yes, but
those, coins, chocolate bars?
I kind of would like that, as long as I could eat it and then get a real
It's
medal
a
afterwards.
gold medal, and then underneath you get the chocolate.
You go home to Arizona and it just melts in your house. Oh.
It's like when you get the fake diploma and then they mail you your real diploma. It's a chocolate one on the stand, and then you get the real one later.
See, I like this idea. I want to see someone, like, you know how they bite the metal? As
Yes!
Like now you
And
just
it's
bite into it.
I love this idea.
Also,
Okay.
the medals are not entire. They have some gold in it. They're not
Gold
entirely.
plated.
Doesn't matter.
Gold plated.
They can afford it.
Scooter says this.
They
They're the
literally
best athletes in the world.
Yeah.
They
Make it
literally
gold.
can't. Not with Norway winning their 30 different medals in biathlon.
Sure,
It's too much gold.
There's plenty of gold.
They're not going to be doing that moving forward. I'm putting it out there. My ancestors are from that part of the world.
I know.
Yeah, the Vikings.
I don't mess with them.
But
not Minnesota.
I don't want them to beat the U.S.
Investigate them, but keep me away from them if they're great.
So
They're great.
They're great.
They're great.
So what's left? We got bobsled. We got hockey. I think, was it U.S. versus Canada?
US
Macklin
versus Canada.
Celebrini is balling, by the way.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
He's going nuts.
Okay, in fairness, they were playing like Italy, and
I
they
don't
won like
care.
7-1.
Macklin is a teenager in the Olympics. He's balling.
It's going to be, so the U.S. is playing Canada for the women's final.
Nice.
And then I believe it's going to be U.S. and Canada for
Hell
the
yeah.
men. I do.
And Macklin's getting a hat trick, but USA's winning 4-3.
I'm okay with that.
Canada's gonna run through hockey, which isn't that they only have one medal, right? I think Canada only has one total medal.
It's Macklin time.
Because I saw, what was that, Saturday when the
crazy.
Brazilian team won, and they were like, Brazil has more medals than China or Canada.
I think the Canadians won some gold maybe in one of the mogul events.
No, I think they have one now, but like as of Saturday, they had no medals at that point.
That's pretty rough.
Also, can I say the Brazilian guy who won, it was like his half Brazilian, half Norwegian, lived in Norway. And I'm like, cool for Brazil, but like, you lived in Norway your entire life.
International hockey ain't ready for Mac Daddy, let me tell you. He coming. He coming for it. I love Macklin Celebrini. He's so much fun to watch. But I would like to see USA beat Canada.
Same here.
Hey, Kayla's Olympic Minute.
Yeah.
Better.
Hopefully.
We're still third overall, though, but better.
Hopefully we can get some medals more.
Bobsled. That's our sport.
Hey,
bobsled.
We own the moguls, and we're coming for the bobsled.
Let's go.
That's us. That is us. We'll take the break. When we come back, Joe Davidson of the Sacramento Bee joins us to talk about Sac State football's move to the FBS. It's real, and it's costly. It's real costly. Joe Davidson joins us next to talk about that and more right here on Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If your business depends on reliable vehicles, it's time to upgrade your fleet at myelkgrovechevrolet.com. We specialize in fleet pricing, bulk discounts, and fast approvals, so your team stays on the road and on the job. From work trucks and vans to fuel-efficient sedans and SUVs, we have the inventory, service, and financing to keep your business moving. Call or visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today and ask about exclusive fleet savings. myelkgrovechevrolet.com. Driving business forward.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton and Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton and Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Step inside the game you love with the NBA app. Tap to watch every game as it's happening.
Jalen Brunson does it again!
And never miss a moment of the jaw-dropping action. Get closer to the players than anywhere else. Follow the latest schedules, scores, and stats. Keep up with every story from across the league. And with NBA ID, it's all personalized to you. The game lives here. Download today.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like payroll manager.
Hi, my last paycheck was all in Icelandic krona.
You are welcome.
Welcome?
Given the exchange rate between the dollar and the krona, you're technically a millionaire now. Don't spend it all in one place.
I can't really spend it anywhere.
There's always Iceland.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9. Restrictions apply.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Running a business takes grit, vision, and a partner who believes in your success as much as you do. At Valley Strong Credit Union, business banking is built around you. The entrepreneurs, the growers, the dreamers powering our community. Whether you need flexible checking, faster payments, or financing to take your next big step, Valley Strong brings local expertise and real relationships to every stage of your business. Because when local businesses thrive, the whole valley grows stronger. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your business, grow your future. valleystrong.com/business.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Very appropriate rejoiner choice by producer extraordinaire Kyle Ledbetter, because little return of the MAC. Well, Sac State's introducing themselves to the MAC. The Mid-American Conference, which,
perfect.
Before we get Joe Davidson on here, just for a little logistical idea.
Oh, here we go.
The closest school to Sacramento, Sac State, in the MAC is Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana, which is over 2,200 miles away. Technically, Northern Illinois would be the closest at 1,987, but apparently they are leaving the conference this summer. Cowards! Because they don't want to deal with Sac State and the Stingers, and someone who's covered Sac State football, prep sports, UC Davis football, all of it in Sacramento for so long is Joe Davidson. Of course, he's been all over this story, and he joins us now here on Matt and Kayla. Joe, hey man, we've had many conversations over the years of big events and big moments during this, what I call Sacramento sports renaissance that's been happening. But Sac State football being FBS that's just being able to say that regardless of the circumstance, that's pretty incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, Matt. Hi, Kayla. Welcome aboard to Sacramento. You save Matt every day on the airwaves.
Fair,
by the way.
very true.
We could say that officially. We're among friends here. I mean, it's not so boring and dull with Matt. We get some reason and logic with Kayla. So aboard and Matt will laugh nervously because he knows it's true.
It's been fun. It's definitely been fun. Y'all have been so welcoming too.
Well, good. No, Matt, let me just put it this way. So I've been at the Sacramento Bee since 1989. I tell people I was 10. Exactly. I tell people I was a 10-year-old prodigy, and they'll go, really? Now, something like that. But this is one of the great stories we've ever seen around here. And this includes the Kings' great run and other things. But this is, kudos to Mark Orr, the athletic director at Sac State, and President Luke Wood. They said it's going to happen in 2026. I was skeptical. I just didn't think it could be turned around that fast. We know sometimes these things take years. Sac State's been looking into the FBS for several years, moving up from the FCS to the highest classification in college football, was to the FBS, and it's here. And there's a lot of fair criticism, questions on social media, media people around the country. Does this make sense? Logistically, does it make sense? But this is, why not the Pac-12? Why not the Mountain West? Because those conferences did not invite Sac State. These have to be by invitation. You can't just muscle your way into a conference. This is a 5-year deal with the Mid-American. And so that means that in 5 years, Sac State could go to another conference. You can more easily go from Mid-America, the MAC, to the Pac-12 West. It's easier to transition if you're already in one FBS conference than if you were still in the FCS. So really, the bottom line is Sac State better off long-term remaining in the FCS in the Big Sky Conference or being in an FBS conference, which has bowl games, which Sac State will be eligible for soon, which is the better deal? The FBS. Yes, the travel is a nightmare. You're not going to be driving to those games. But ESPN has television with the MAC, and they have Tuesday games, Wednesday games, Thursday games. Isn't that nuts? Well, that's college football. People are nuts for college football. So Sac State likes that. How are they going to pay for it? Well, it's a $23 million price tag. It's not all in one lump sum. The one lump sum that comes up forward right away is a $5 million fee to the NCAA for programs that transition up. Otherwise, it's 5 years. They're going to have corporate sponsors coming out of their ears now because this is suddenly a taste of the big time. I think it's good news for Sac State. I understand the logistical challenges, but, wow, for a program that started in 1954 and really got good to great in the FCS starting in 2019 with Troy Taylor, this is quite a move. And now we'll see if Sacramento comes out and supports it.
Yeah, Joe Davidson joined us from the Sacramento Bee. We're talking about Sac State's move to the MAC. And what I think people forget about around the country is Sacramento is actually a pretty big market. When you look at the overall market size, and to not maybe have an FBS program right here, now you're going to have that. How much really can that bring life again to the landscape of college football here?
Well, and that was the appeal for the MAC. The MAC had mutual interest in Sac State because it could stretch into California. Never been in California. And this is ridiculous. How can you have a California team playing teams from the, Ohio and Michigan, all that? Well, how are Cal and Stanford in the ACC, Atlantic Coast Conference, which is exactly what it sounds like, East Coast, Duke, North Carolina, schools like that, because it's realignment. Well, why would you realign into that? Because it's long-term financial stability and sustainability. Otherwise, you're just going to get passed up. Oregon Ducks, UCLA, USC, they're in the Big Ten. What are they doing there? Because the Pac-12 fell apart because of a failed television contract deal that would have kept those conferences in place. And there's also this. What's the biggest things in college football survival is recruiting and television money. And Sacramento, and Matt George has seen it over the years on sidelines and going to games, state championship games. We have tremendous high school football in this Sacramento Valley. And a lot of kids like to leave college. They like to leave home for college, or they want to play at the highest level. Well, now they could stay home and play at the highest level in FBS. And the non-conference schedule that Sac State wants to get in the coming years is to have Fresno State. They will open against Fresno State this season. But they also want to get San Jose State, Nevada, create some of those FBS type of quote-unquote regional rivalries. And then I think all those teams think they could beat the other. Nevada thinks they could beat San Jose. San Jose thinks they could beat Nevada, and they all think they could beat Sac State. So play them. And unfortunately, it will not include Sac State versus UC Davis. That Causeway Classic started in 1954 when Sac State started football. It just doesn't fit. And so you find a way. So if this helps with recruiting, and recruiting helps with winning, and sponsorships help make for a better stadium, and television revenue and television viewership and ratings, this is all – the only thing that could make it a disaster if Sac State goes out there and falls on its face mask. Yeah. And anything can happen. Sac State's going to have 50 new players at least with a new coach, Alonzo Carter, who's a terrific personality and recruiter. And we know what the bottom line is. Got to produce, or it looks like a bad move. But I think I think it's a good move. It's a move up. And so now the curiosity really begins.
Joe, I want to read a line from the article that you recently released just about this move and all the details about this move. And it branches outside of sports a little bit, but a major question, a major topic of conversation when talking about this move and the price tag that Sac State is paying in order to move to the MAC. Your line from this story is this. Wood, meaning Dr. Wood, said student fees, tuition dollars, and state funds will not be used for conference entry fees. I think that's a really important aspect of this conversation. Is this is a big investment by this university. This is a big jump, and they're paying hefty for it. But it's not their students. It's that money is coming from somewhere, and it's not the pockets of the people who are there to get their education and get their diplomas, right?
Exactly right. And the students are encouraged to come to Sac State sporting events. They get in for free. And in fact, they have paid for it. They agreed to do tuition hikes in recent years to make it all work. It's not like thousands of dollars every semester, but it's a long-term investment. And Luke Wood, the president, and Mark Orr, the athletic director, they see the vision of this really being a great boost for all of Sacramento. Wouldn't it be great for Sac State football to be in a bowl game?
Oh yeah.
Even if it's the Snoop Dogg, weed whacker bowl. There was a Snoop Dogg bowl last year, which had a MAC team in it, by the way. Of course it would be. There's going to be more curiosity and interest in with this FBS new alignment than it would be for the Big Sky, which has teams in Utah and Colorado and Montana and such. And so there you are. And so how is it going to be paid for? It's going to be ticket sales, corporate sponsors. They're going to be more. People like to rub elbows with something big and popular and growing. And then it's also important to know, Matt and Kayla, that what about all the other sports for Sac State? All the other sports for Sac State will be entering the Big West starting this summer, and the Big West is big on California. UC Santa Barbara, Cal Poly, Riverside, Fullerton, Long Beach. So that makes sense for men's basketball with Mike Bibby. You don't think he can't recruit down there? He will. And baseball and softball. But well, why not play football in the Big West? They don't have football. All those schools dropped football years ago, except for Cal Poly. They're in the Big Sky Conference.
Joe Davison of the Sac Bee, he is joining us. We're talking about Sac State's move to the MAC. Joe, I'm curious. I'm a Pac-12 grad, Washington State, and clearly, they're rebuilding the Pac-12. And originally, it was reported that Sacramento State wanted to be a part of that Pac-12. Do you feel long-term, Joe, that could be a spot they would eye if they were successful with the MAC?
Oh, yeah, Kayla, I think absolutely. It regionally makes sense. And President Wood talked about that yesterday. He said it wasn't Sac State's sole ambition to go to the Pac-12. There was a local committee in Sacramento of elected government officials and Sac State alum who tried to get the Sac-12 thing going. Let's join the Pac-12. And it's good business for Sac State and conferences to listen to each other. And I don't think it worked with the Pac-12 because of maybe the stadium wasn't quite up to par. Sac State is working on Hornet Stadium. But the whole ambition for Sac State with Wood and Orr was let's get into the FBS somehow, some way, sooner than later. I thought they're going to be FCS independent this season, which means no conference affiliation. They're going to be a bunch of road games, and this could be a problem. And then in talking to Luke Wood at Sac State men's basketball games, he would say, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And they pulled it off. So, yes, to answer your question, Kayla, they could potentially – I mean, it could be where other conferences says, hey, we like your brand, and Sac State's doing well. There's entertainment. Would you be interested in joining our conference? And here's the thing about college athletics. I think we could all agree. It's great to win games, but you got to at least have an entertaining product.
Yes.
You can't have a boring football team. You can't have a football team that averages 12.5 points. You can't have a basketball team that isn't entertaining. You got to have some shooters and dunkers. And Sac State men's basketball is 9-2 at home this season, winless on the road. It's a topic for another day. But they're entertaining as all can be at home. And Sac State football in recent years, since 2019 with Troy Taylor as coach, have been super exciting, prolific, entertaining, and gets people talking. And people don't want to go out and get bored. Yeah. And I think – I don't know how many wins Sac State will have, but I don't think they'll be boring in football.
Joe, I want to throw a bit of a curveball at you with this conversation because I'm very curious about this. You brought up the UC Davis Aggies football team as the Causeway Classic no longer going to exist. UC Davis has had a tremendous amount of success in the Big Sky as of late. And we know head coach Tim Plow, love him to death because he's not afraid to speak his mind. He's not afraid to stand up for his guys and be very vocal and very out front. He's a UC Davis alumni after all, right? So there's obviously a lot of pride there. How do you feel, or how do you think UC Davis feels any sort of way about this move to the FBS, Sac State showing it's possible? Does that, you think, spur or encourage any kind of movement from UC Davis to try and do the same and follow suit? Of course, they've had a tremendous amount of success as of late in the FCS, and they're a very, very fun, entertaining product as well that's turned out a lot of talent over there. From your standpoint, as someone who's covered both these programs so closely over the years, do you think one impacts the other and vice versa?
Great question. As it stands now, Matt, UC Davis is perfectly happy at the FCS. The Aggies like being in the Big West or the Big Sky Conference. Tim Plow just signed a contract extension. People will always say, all the experts on social media, they all know what they're talking about. Oh, well, he should take this job here or there. No, man, why not stay where it's comfortable?
Yeah.
He met his wife at UC Davis when they were students. They're happy. They have 3 little boys. He wants to keep achieving. He wants to win a national championship. or get to a national championship in the FCS. They have about 10,000, 11,000 seating. It's not big enough for FBS. They're happy where they are now. But I think long term, the Aggies are certainly going to explore options. The UC Davis Athletic, all the other teams but football will join the Mountain West after many years in the Big West. Big picture, UC Davis, over the many years I've done this, has generally frowned on Sac State. They like to mock them on social media posts when they lose a game. Especially if they lose a game to UC Davis. It's not even certain that UC Davis and Sac State will continue basketball in a non-league game, non-conference game, because they're not conference affiliated. And Mark Orr, the athletic director for Sac State, said yesterday that it's up. The ball is in UC Davis's court to maybe extend the Causeway Classic. I talked to Rocco DeLuca, the athletic director for UCD, about that topic before this last Causeway Classic between the schools, and he said, we're not in the business of canceling contracts. You have signed contracts with opponents. It's bad business to be canceling those, even if you do buy them out, because then how's that other team going to get a schedule? Right. So I think they have an eye on it. I think there's a lot of UC Davis people who'd like to see Sac State. They would love nothing more than to see Sac State faceplant. That's fierce rivalry type of vibes going on there. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, that's a good question, and I think UC Davis will continue to do good things in the Big Sky Football Conference, especially when you have a great coach like Tim Plow.
Joe, is there, and I don't know if you'll know the answer to this, but is there any way that, they're signing a 5-year contract in the MAC? Is there anything that can happen where they could possibly leave early? Because I know, being someone who's been under contracts my whole life, the employer, you as the employee, you don't get all the benefits sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. That's worth exploring. Let's say they do it for 3 years, and then all of a sudden the Pac-12 or the Mountain West or another conference says, we want you. Who pays for the buyout fees?
Yeah.
Certainly there'll be a team that will fill in. Northern Illinois University is the team that's leading the MAC. They're going to the Mountain West, which opened the door for Sac State. If a team doesn't leave that conference, they're not going to add another team. So that's what happened there. But, this realignment is so goofy, as we talked about earlier. You got West Coast teams playing in the East Coast conferences and all that. So anything can happen. Yeah. We can't be surprised by anything now. But I would think there would be some hefty deal or buyout, because Sac State's paying some $23 million, not in one lump sum, but over 5 years. So I think they would have to pay all of that. It's not going to be a way to get out of a thing. But if Sac State gets offers or feelers from other conferences, they're going to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, final thing for you, my friend. One of the logistics that caught my eye about this deal is not only does Sacramento have to figure out the cost of getting their football team down to those road games 4 times a year, now they got to pay to fly out the 4 home opponents, and it's estimated upwards of $200,000 or something like that. Is that a lot of people might read that and just go, well, the MAC is like, it's very pay to play, and the MAC is not necessarily abusing Sac State, but just forcing Sac State to foot every little bill they possibly can to bring them in, like the MAC is doing Sac State a favor. Or I guess the best analogy to use is like Sac State is paying to hang out with the cool kids or sit at the lunch table, right? But
that's exactly. Well, you know what? Good point, though, Matt. But here, how about this perspective?
Yeah.
In an effort to smoothly streamline this transaction, maybe it's good business for Sac State to say, hey, we'll make it easier by paying the travel costs for the 4 teams that come our way. Get this thing going.
Yeah.
You don't want this thing stretching out.
Well, and Sac State's not doing this if they don't believe that they're going to recoup that money tenfold, right? Like, that's the idea.
Exactly right. And some people, oh, this is ridiculous. 12. Well, they're not playing 12 MAC teams. They're playing 4.
Yeah.
And they're not paying for everybody to travel to to play each other. So obviously they have a plan. They've mapped it out. They've budgeted it. It's between $150,000 and $200,000 to get a whole team out to Sacramento and lodging and food and all that kind of thing. And but it's a small price to pay. It's not our money, but we'll see how they do it. And I think it's good business. And, I got the release from the MAC commissioners and the presidents, and they all rave. They're supposed to rave, but they all just rave about having Sac State because they know that's a good boost for them. I mean, Sacramento probably has more name recognition in the Midwest. People know it's in California than us out here in the West thinking, okay, what state is Toledo in, or Ball State or Akron? What are their mascots? Those kind of things. But that's where new rivalries start, and I'd be curious to see. And my girlfriend likes to tease me that she's been to Canton, Ohio twice for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Now she said, "Oh, well, maybe we'll do a road trip." All right, rub it in. But anyways, how fitting that Canton, Ohio, the Pro Football Hall of Fame is right there, nestled right there in the heart of the MAC conference.
Pretty cool. Joe, I'll sneak in one more thing too. Nothing's changed in terms of the initiative for Sac State to also build a new stadium, right? They're still very much hunting on trying to do that.
Yes, good question, Matt. This is what Kayla does. She brings out the best of Matt George, So
he has to up his game.
I just got to keep up,
He
Joe.
does.
I just got to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
I know. This is great. Thanks for not saying, hey, is it raining today? No, it's not. What about you? But Sac State is undergoing facility upgrades at Hornet Stadium, which seats about 22,000. They're working on a deal to get a long-term stadium at Cal Expo. Does that seem absurd? That's about 7 miles from campus, 5 miles from campus. You do whatever you can to get good facilities, and Sac State would not be using state money for that either. So it'll be curious. And you know what helps get things built? Sponsorships. Yeah. And they're coming out of the woodwork now to jump on with Sac State. That includes casinos, and there's big money in those, and signage and sponsorships and all that. So that's what's paying for it. And Luke Wood also said yesterday that with all this revenue, they'll be able to add classes and course loads on campus. It's potentially a boom for everybody.
Love that. Joe Davidson, he's been all over this story, and he's just getting started, of course, during football season. He'll be covering both Sac State and UC Davis football, prep sports as well. Joe, we're going to have you back. Just book it now when it's almost fall and high school football season's right around the corner. I won't be out there at as many Friday nights as I used to be, so I'm going to rely on you even more on this show to give us all the stories around prep sports as well, my friend. We appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate you guys. And, high school basketball playoffs start this week. If you want to see teams that actually set screens and use fundamentals as compared to the wreck that you see with the Kings, go on and watch a high school game.
There you go.
There's a good basketball inside the Golden One Center joke that I will not make, Joe. I will not make it.
Well, the section basketball finals are at Golden One, and the CIF State High School Basketball Championships at the Golden One. So, and then March Madness for women's basketball next month will have a stopover at Golden One. So there is top-flight basketball being played at that venue.
Joe will be there for all of that, and he loves when you come up and ask for autographs and pictures. So do not hesitate to ask for autographs and pictures. And hugs. He loves hugs.
That's high fives, maybe, all that kind of stuff. So. I appreciate you guys. Good to join you.
Great to talk to you, Joe. We'll do it again
much,
really soon. The great Joe Davidson joining us here, man. Look, there are some things that I'm definitely skeptical about when it comes to this move to the MAC and some crazy stuff. But Joe puts it in a good perspective. It ain't my money. Like, it's not like I might be skeptical, but I got no horse in the race other than the fact that now there's FBS football in my home city. So, if anything, how can that not be a positive?
I think if you are in Sacramento and it's not coming out of your pocket, you should be thrilled for this move. And I say that coming from someone who's covered a lot of great college football in different markets. And Sacramento, again, is a market 20. That is a big market.
Yep.
And for them to have, FCS teams is great, but FBS is different. It's a different level. And I think it's exciting for, Sacramento State to have this opportunity. And you can say whatever you want about pay to play, and that's true. Mm-hmm. But I do see it as if they are that, confident in what their product could be down the road, this is what you have to do. You have to seize the moment. And with, Illinois State that left?
Yep.
That is a small opening for a team, and they clearly liked the fact that Sacramento TV market is big, and so for the MAC, that's a win too.
Yep.
it makes sense right now, and then you prove your product, and then you get closer to home and join the Pac-12 or something like that, where it makes it easier on all of us.
You can't score if you can't get in the game.
Right.
So now they're in the game. Now let's see how much attention they can draw. By the way, speaking to the top 20 market thing, that's not just something that we say. My former partner at ABC 10, Kevin John, was going back and forth with some people about this on social media. People going, Sacramento's not a top 20 market. Forget about it.
Y'all
blah, blah,
don't
blah.
know it.
No, y'all
Sorry.
and I have the rankings in front of me. Sacramento is quite literally 20th. It's Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto. To be fair, it's all lumped in.
It doesn't matter.
But to put it into perspective, it's ahead of Charlotte, it's ahead of Portland, it's ahead of St. Louis.
Nashville.
It's right behind, one spot behind Cleveland, Akron, Canton.
Yep.
2 spots behind Miami, Fort Lauderdale. 3 spots behind Denver, right behind Minnesota. So, Sacramento's in the mix with all of these massive cities. You may not think it, but it is. And there's going to be money to be made
That's why y'all need more pro teams, too.
Preaching to the choir. We're renting a baseball team, damn it.
I know. I'm very passionate about that whole thing.
We're renting the team. I mean, if Las Vegas wants to decide to, fall apart or get their own damn team, well, I mean, I'd rather them be back in Oakland, if I'm being completely honest with you, as an Oakland A's fan, long time. But we got a baseball team here a little bit, and we got the Sacramento Republic FC, high quality USL soccer club. They got a new stadium being built downtown in the rail yards, which I'm very excited about. So I've been calling it a Sacramento sports renaissance because it really has been.
Positive. I really do believe this. Positive things to come in the future for the city when it comes to sports, because it's a big enough city to support it.
Because Kayla Anderson is here
And
now. That's what you meant to say.
That as well.
Positive stuff coming to Sacramento sports because Kayla Anderson is here. We'll take the break. When we come back, the NBA All-Star Game, we've been trying to get it here for a while. The hotel infrastructure
is that the big?
It's pretty much.
Okay.
That's what's been the issue. That's what's been in the way. So that probably isn't happening anytime soon. But after the success that was All-Star Sunday, should we expect it to have the same success again? We'll break that down, dive into that before Crosstalk with Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles, the Drive guys, to wrap up the show. It's flown by because we're having fun here on Sactown Sports.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
If you're serious about your golf game, then you need to know about Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Whether it's the TrackMan-powered player performance studio for your best fit clubs, or the cutting-edge technology putter fitting studio, or the free Ballnamic ball fitter and 3D foot scanner, the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop offers you total game fitting from head to toe with equipment and apparel. Find your advantage at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop with the latest offering of new golf products in Northern California. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's TREX.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now during our President's Day sales event. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Come celebrate at Stockton Honda and get huge savings on our giant selection, plus top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
It's President's Day sale time at Big O Tires. Now through February 22nd, buy 3 tires, get 1 free on 4 select in-stock Big O brand tires with installation purchase. Plus, you'll get our industry-leading ProTech Plus warranty for free. Disposal fees extra that go with other offers. See Big O dealer for pricing.
You remember me from a show called And Joe? I'm back on the radio, Sacramento. It's Joe Mommy, and when you need your new country fix, join me weekdays from 6A to 10 for the Pat and Cody with Joe show on New Country 105.1 KNCI or on the free KNCI app.
There's the hard way to buy a car, and then there's the Hoblet way. Transparent prices, fast paperwork, and a team that's there to help, not hover. We've spent 77 years refining this process so you can get in, get out, and get driving with zero drama. Car buying doesn't have to be stressful. At least, not when you do it the Hoblet way. Experience the difference at HobletDodge.com. The easy way to buy.
It's Matt George and Kayla Anderson on Sactown Sports 1140.
Only 30 minutes left already.
Dude, this show flew by for a Tuesday.
Lots of stuff. That's the best part about a 3-day weekend, though, is because
Man.
you're just sitting on a bunch of stuff to react to.
Right?
And we got still plenty of stuff. Like tomorrow's show is going to be jam-packed. We have more talking about, I really want to dive into Adam Silver and the NBA would, quote, seriously consider abolishing the NBA draft. I think it's a terrible idea.
Did you hear the AI stuff he was talking about?
Yes, about how it's going to change, like
Kind
how
of
you
actually freaked me out.
You think so? So, because I was worried about my friends who are broadcasters, right? Because they're talking about artificial intelligence as I'm going to watch a game, but I want to listen to it from an X's and O's standpoint. So I'll get that broadcast. That's why. I mean, I like the idea.
I'm a little concerned.
What worries you?
Because they're going to take jobs.
Yes.
And I don't want to see that happen.
That part.
That's why I'm concerned.
That part. Because what stops you from, I don't know, having an AI radio show tell you what you want to hear?
Nothing.
AI Matt George is probably smart and
I don't know what AI
more
Kayla
handsome.
could be.
AI
proper. I don't want to see that ish on radio.
AI
I don't
Kayla,
want a proper AI Kayla.
AI Kayla doesn't resort to violence.
Exactly. That's boring. That defeats the whole purpose.
I agree.
AI Kayla is trash.
AI Matt and Kayla sucks.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. They might be able to help you with information, but they suck.
But they suck, and you're not going to be entertained at all.
But if there are actually physical embodiments like in robots, I ain't messing with them. AI Matt and Kayla,
Yeah,
they can
I'm
they
sure
can have
I'm
the
a lot
job.
smarter too.
I'm getting out of there.
I'm a lot more book smart.
Have you seen those videos of the robots like freaking out and like starting swinging?
Yes.
Hell no.
I have not. What is this?
So people like to build these robots and like they're working on them. And there's a video of in this factory, sorry, radio listeners, this doesn't really help you, but this robot is standing there and he's just swinging. He's like swinging at everybody. Hell no.
It's scary.
Nope.
There's
Robots
a couple
gonna kill me.
movies out right now. One has Megan Fox in it that they have, like, she's a robot help. Like, she's the help.
Yes,
And
I've seen this.
It's very scary.
Yeah, no.
No,
creepy.
thank you.
Nope. The robots.
Passive.
Plus, like, aliens. Like, there was a video that came out earlier this year of what, like the Pentagon talked about it was a UFO, and some idiot shot at it, and the rocket hit the UFO and just bounced off. Like, what? And then the UFO just left. Like, yo, we just shot an alien and he was fine. And he went and told his homies, we're dead.
I was going to come back with 18
So
more
either the
UFOs.
robots or the aliens are going to get us.
Nah, they don't know what a gun is.
Yeah.
Huh?
The aliens probably don't know what it was.
They have flying saucers. I think they figured out how to go pew-pew.
I am not an AI fan. Sorry, people. I don't like AI.
I'm getting better about using AI for like basic things, like creative things, just to come up with some ideas or whatever, or just to be entertained.
I did it the only thing I've ever used it for, and I swear to you on this, I did it when we first got our show, and I was asking for show names.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I asked.
If you're feeling creative, you can just ask it to do. AI is great for, this is so stupid. AI is great for Dungeons and Dragons. AI is wonderful because it just can create the most random, fun, loser things.
That's the whole point, is to be creative,
No,
right?
Yes, but it can give you ideas. It can give you character names. It can put you on the right track, right? Or just give you some certain ideas. Like, I can't think of what an elven city in wherever the hell would be called. AI names it for me or stuff like that. Or like they have AI if you're a real loser, and I mean this facetiously, you can play AI D&D like by yourself. Oh my God, I'm such a loser. How did I get a woman to marry me?
Crazy.
And like you just play with the computer.
The only other thing I like with AI is the animal stuff, where these animals are like made into like things on Instagram and TikTok where
you're talking about like AI content.
Dancing animals and like the squirrel that is like on the ship and he's like dancing. There's like animal AI is awesome. And that's about the only other AI.
I just talked about D&D. I can't laugh or judge anything. Listen.
Animal AI is awesome, is what we
It is, you guys. Look it up.
Animal
if
AI.
you like animals, you can't not like animal AI.
I can.
You don't like it? Have you even seen it?
I've seen videos of like dancing cats and stuff, but I've never like looked up. I will.
I just hate that AI slop content has just ruined all social media.
Oh yeah, it's ruined it so much because before AI, the internet didn't already suck with the dumbest skibbity toilet crap that everybody else talks about.
Right, but it was my dumb content. It was the stuff that
this is where it's coming
we got
from.
it. We found it out. You know who's crazy about AI? Who goes crazy on AI is Whitey. Whitey Gleason is Whitey lives.
Doesn't like it?
No, he's about it.
Oh, he's about it.
Whitey
Okay.
lives in artificial intelligence. There's rumors that Whitey, you know, seen those Oculus video games you put over your eyes? That's all Whitey does when he goes home. He just sits on a couch.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask Whitey about
He just sits
this.
on a couch with an Oculus and just lives in virtual reality. That's what Whitey does.
I totally see that as being Whitey.
Yep. See, Whitey's on his phone. Look at this. You can't get this guy off
He's
technology.
looking up animal AI right
That's
now,
probably
I
what he's
guarantee
doing.
it.
No, because you can't get this guy off his phone. Kids these days, man, all they do, they're just on their phone. God, Whitey, get off Facebook.
Gosh, yeah, like this is the thing though. Like, yes, AI content is cool now, and your AI animals. But like back when I was in high school, kids were out there eating Tide Pods like it was nothing.
Back when I
was so much
in
better.
high school. 3 years ago, Kyle?
Yeah, exactly.
That was so much better when we were eating Tide Pods and poisoning ourselves.
Because we were cool, okay? Now you're just boring and watching AI videos.
Yeah, you were so cool in the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
We got to go back to that time.
I was hopping barbed wire fences, so no one beats that.
No argument there. No argument. The world was simpler when you just ran from police
loved
officers
it.
and jumped over barbed wire fences.
No, don't worry. Things were going downhill, but now it's just completely gone.
So much simpler. Well, we'll talk about Adam Silver and his commentary, the AI stuff more. There was a video. I'm not the biggest fan of John Gruden. Believe it or not, he's not the greatest human being on the planet.
Yeah.
But John Gruden posted a video of him touring the Oakland Coliseum.
Really?
And it made me very sad.
Like by himself, and it's
No, he went with like an old Raiders security guard, and which just went all over the
I
facility.
want to see this. I have not seen this.
I tweeted it out.
Okay.
Or I'll send
take
it
a
to
look
you.
at it.
Because he's just telling stories and just seeing the Coliseum. And again,
That's
I grew up in that building
Yeah,
for
I get
A's
it.
baseball mainly, but Raider games as well. So it's just it right in the feels. It's like when they did the same thing for Arco Arena, I felt the same way. It just made me
They're
sad.
still playing some baseball there, though.
No.
I thought there was like some weird like team that was.
No, they play. The soccer club plays there.
Is that
Oakland
what it
Roots.
is?
Oakland Roots
I
play
thought there
there.
was some like minor.
Well,
league
there
team.
is the Bees, the Ballers, but they don't play there. They play at another park
Gotcha.
in Oakland.
Okay.
Yeah, the Bees.
Gotcha.
We'll talk about Sam Presti and Oklahoma City being mad at Utah's tanking because they're being hypocrites. Sam Presti and OKC, that is. LeBron James talked about the Cavs acquiring James Harden, Dennis Schroeder, and Keon Ellis. We'll have that for you tomorrow. So much great stuff that we couldn't even get to in today's show. So tomorrow is going to be great. Plus, we turn our attention even further to the return of Kings basketball Thursday as the Kings take on the Magic. But Kayla, Sunday was a smashing success in the NBA in terms of the All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
It was a ton of fun. It delivered. It was exciting. When we had Jason Jones on earlier, what he said was, that tends to happen every 5 years, and then it just goes back to nobody caring. Why will this be different, or will it be any different? How does next year not disappoint? Because this year was so new and fresh that it kind of like the basketball was good, but what made it so successful is the fact that nobody expected it to be good.
Yeah, I think that when they changed the format, people were interested, and maybe that is why you had a peak in audience and in viewership, because there was intrigue on, okay, we saw it with the NHL when they did the Four Nations thing. Could they do this, and could it be successful with NBA? Let's tune in. And so part of that peak could definitely be people were interested in the format change, but it did deliver. So they tuned in and it did deliver. So the big question is will that be something that is achieved next year as well? They're going to continue the format, and now maybe they tweak it a little bit. And I think, we mentioned playing just 3 quarters, and then if there needed to be a game 4, they could do that. I don't think they'll do that next year, but I think there is expectation now to keep that kind of energy and pride, and that's up to the players. Like, the players are the ones that are going to be responsible for keeping that competitive, feeling throughout the games, especially the World versus the U.S. teams. And you give credit to guys like Victor Wembanyama that are the future of the league, that showed and then kind of set the tone for his team, and guys like for the U.S. that have done it, LeBron, that really helped that night of basketball. I keep saying night. It was during the day. And by the way, they should move it back to the night. But I think it's up to the players, honestly, moving forward, to keep that enthusiasm and entertainment.
Bingo. I couldn't agree more. They found a format, so stop messing with it.
Yeah.
Players, Wemby, are you pissed off that World went 0-2? Do something about it.
Exactly.
Old guys, are you frustrated with how that you won 2 games in a row but then got rinsed in the final game by the young guys? Do something about it. So there's that element, and I think what the NBA should really, really try to play up as much as they possibly can, get some smack talk going.
Oh, yeah. Like prior to the All-Star weekend.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Get Ant to talk
100%.
about it. Get KD to talk about it. Get Wemby and people from get Alperen Şengün to talk about it.
Yep.
Spur up that drama. That's what's going to sell.
I'm with you on
That's
that.
how you build upon it. We saw, okay, the basketball can be good. So not only make the basketball good again, but make these players care more. Make them have something on the line. Make it be pride. Bring in some bad blood. We don't want to see any fights or anything stupid on the All-Star game, but you can get a little smack talk going.
Trash talking is actually, that's the thing. All these guys they're all great friends now, and that's fine.
That's good.
Be good friends when it's off the court, but you can trash talk all you want.
Yes.
I would be the captain of trash talking prior to the All-Star games.
Yes, you would.
I would be on that mic just spewing out crap.
Kayla's the person that you need in every fight because she sells the fight beforehand.
Exactly.
We'll do one of these days during the summer. We're gonna do like a fake press conference where
that'd be
Kayla
great.
and I are pretending to fight and we're cutting a press conference on each other. I will walk out of this room in tears. Kayla's gonna make me cry. Coming up next, Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles, the Drive Guys, for a little bit of crosstalk before they take over, and then we'll wrap up the show. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports.
Gonzalez Law Offices, as a dedicated trial lawyer with an undefeated record from 2016 through 2019, and you'll know that no case is too big or too small. Due to his success, hard work, and commitment to excellence, attorney Jonathan Gonzalez has been listed in Super Lawyers Rising Stars, as well as in the top 40 under 40 list by national trial lawyers. You can find Gonzalez Law Office online at zaclegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at pepsipromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of Pepsi Going.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
If your business depends on reliable vehicles, it's time to upgrade your fleet at myelkgrovechevrolet.com. We specialize in fleet pricing, bulk discounts, and fast approvals, so your team stays on the road and on the job. From work trucks and vans to fuel-efficient sedans and SUVs, we have the inventory, service, and financing to keep your business moving. Call or visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today and ask about exclusive fleet savings. myelkgrovechevrolet.com. Driving business forward.
Join Sactown Sports Downtown before every Kings game and pick up an In-Shape Fitness Kings Rally Towel while supplies last. If you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong. Start the year strong and join today at InShape.com.
$10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Matt and Kayla on Sactown Sports 1140.
Oh, it's that time. It's time for us to get up out of
Is
here.
that time for me to go to the bathroom? We
During
were just talking about bringing your kids to the break.
Yeah.
They had to go to the bathroom and then just,
in the middle of the show.
She had to go to the
Middle of the
bathroom,
show.
and then at the end of Lion King.
The best part.
And, we're really just getting to the potty train point where I had never taken her to a public bathroom before. So, I'm like, oh, yeah, no, it's fine. Let's go. Let's do it. We missed the end of Lion King and the electric. What is it? I guess automatic toilet scared her.
Oh, it's an automatic.
Well, you know how they just flush on their own.
They flush on their own. Yeah,
so she had never seen that before. She just sits down.
Those are loud, too.
And she's actually, I'm good. Then we come back. Circle of Life is ending. And they say, all right, now we have a 10-minute intermission. So we missed that.
My son was scared for the longest time of the air dryers to dry your hands off, how loud those are.
Yes.
And they're like a wind tunnel that if your toddler's small enough, will just throw them across the room.
Right.
Those are also not good.
You remember that, Whitey?
Those are not good.
Yes.
There's particles everywhere.
I know. Hey, I just wanted to say.
Particles everywhere.
I just wanted to say real quick, Kayla, you have a little less than 5 hours left.
For what?
To follow me back on Instagram.
Well, when did you follow me? Because you weren't following me before.
I have a very strict 48-hour rule.
Well, I don't follow anyone until they follow me.
Well, I have a very
What
strict...
happens if she doesn't?
Oh, she gets unfollowed.
Oh, well, where is it?
If I follow someone and they don't follow me back in 48 hours,
Okay, wait. Let
I
me see.
unfollowed
Just
them.
a
So I
second.
passed that test.
Where
Did you follow
are
me
you?
first or did I follow you first?
I don't know,
I
but...
didn't even get the update that you were following
Well, your
me.
stories have been popping up.
What the heck?
So, like I said, you don't have to make up anything.
No.
You have 4 hours
Nope, because I don't think you followed me.
Just going to go unfollow
to figure it out.
Oh, yeah, you did. There you go, Alan.
Okay, well, now you're good.
Tell him you don't respond well to threats.
Yeah, I don't respond well to threats.
Too late. I did the same thing to Carmichael Dave. It's a 48-hour rule.
Oh no, Dave is
He doesn't
Dave is
follow
bad.
me on Twitter.
Yes, he.
I'm not happy with him.
It took years. It took literal years. And the thing is with Dave, if you ask him to, he'll double down, not do it.
Yeah. Well, I told him
Dave,
on air.
you have to earn Dave's respect to follow you on social media.
So I
That's a real
unfollowed him.
thing.
Yeah, I would do the same thing.
Let's go.
I would do the same thing.
10 toes down.
Dave follows
Shins,
me on Twitter.
Shins up.
Well, Kyle, you need to change your name. It's like San Diego Surf Taco Bro or something. I don't know. What is it, Kyle?
It's Sports DSD, yes.
What does
It
that
should just be
mean?
my. This is the account for one of the pages I used to run.
Oh, big page runner.
I mean, you can't just be yourself.
Well, no, it's my name now, but I never changed the actual handle.
Just change it.
But no, I'm just gonna get rid of Twitter.
What is this?
Is
Well,
that-
yeah, that's my profile photo. It's because I look like a cartoon rat.
I never knew that was your profile picture. By the way.
Yeah, because I look like a cartoon rat.
A cartoon rat and somber.
By the way,
I don't look like somber.
He changed that. That was when his first day of this show started.
Yes,
he was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
So, was Dennis Schroeder always active on like social, like X and Twitter? Because he has been all over my feed, and the recent one is from an hour ago. Across the Cavs tweeted out 2 more days until Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis play basketball, and he retweeted it and said, "So who will be watching? 100% eye emojis." Like, what is he really trying to play this
Yeah,
up?
they're just living their best life. I
It's
mean,
hilarious.
Dennis gets it at this point. He'll be on a different team probably next year.
he did.
Did his contract.
Yeah.
He did post when he got traded. He just did post the graphic of him in all the jerseys except for the Kings
Right.
one. He's like, oh, time to change it.
Oh, okay. So he didn't post the Kings one.
Well, yeah, I think he posted the one with all the Kings and all of them, and he didn't have one with the Cavs yet. So he's like, oh, time to change it. Like,
Yeah.
Just adding on.
Just adding on. Yeah.
D. Schroeder.
Hey, Dennis, since you obviously listen to the show, how about you post the video of you slapping Luka Doncic, huh?
Yeah, we want to see it.
We know you can find it.
Allegedly.
They probably used it allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Matt, I did not share your enthusiasm for the NBA All-Star Weekend. I'm
No.
sorry.
Oh,
Wait,
really?
No, hold
It
on.
wasn't
don't,
horrible.
No, don't
It
put
was
it in
just
a
like,
No, don't put me in the box of the whole weekend.
I
the whole
heard
weekend.
you. It was
no.
the greatest
Just
thing I've
Sunday.
ever
That's
seen.
even you
It
were
was
see,
better than any NBA Finals.
You're spending too much time on AI. See, this is what I'm talking about. No, Sunday was good.
Yeah.
Sunday was good.
Sunday
Everything else
I was
sucked.
Not going to watch at all. And then I was on X, and a lot of people were saying, you got to watch this. This is great. So I tuned in to see the championship game, the final game.
Oh, that's not
You
fair.
watched the fourth game?
No, that's not fair.
They were burned out.
That's not fair. No,
they played like 2 quarters or something.
You got a watered down version. That's not fair. You missed Kawhi's 32
He was
piece.
really good.
You missed
Yeah,
LeBron.
De'Aaron.
Yeah, that one stung.
A little bit.
Yeah,
A little bit.
Wembanyama missing the game-winning shot.
So Kayla's still in getting herself into Kings culture here.
Yeah.
So she's like, you idiot, who cares? It's De'Aaron
Yeah.
Fox, who cares?
Right.
You've been in it now long enough. So you recognize the sting then from the
Yes.
NBA Cup
Yes.
to now De'Aaron not just posing but with LeBron after a
Right.
game winner.
Well, I did see you going back and forth with somebody just about the idea of the Batman Robin thing, because that was a big thing for me. What De'Aaron kind of wanted to be, he couldn't really be that out here.
Right.
And I saw your retort was essentially, well, it still was a better situation than where we are at now. So I don't know. I mean, the sting, I really don't know what to do with it, because I do feel like De'Aaron wanted to be a very high-level Robin, and I think that's all fine and good. He couldn't do it in Sacramento. I don't necessarily think it's about the departure of De'Aaron as much as it's about what they got back and how it went down.
100%.
I think that you probably were going to see them go their separate ways. I think that's a bonus. And De'Aaron did have a ceiling, but you didn't have to, do an impulse sell as if it was, you were running out of time on eBay or something. I got to sell this now.
Exactly.
Or what is it? Well, yeah, the spot that's right down the street from us, Just Bid or whatever. You didn't have to do that, right? You could have waited it out.
You're 100% right, but to me, it's this season is could end up being the worst season in the history of the franchise. Like, and it's trending in that direction. It could quite literally be that. In the meantime, in the same year, it was the NBA Cup, it doesn't matter. The first trophy you could potentially win was De'Aaron Fox and his Spurs, and Fox got them there. Wemby was hurt for much of it. Fox got them there. versus Mike Brown's New York Knicks.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah.
And then you have Fox, who did not score a single point in the All-Star game when he was there for the Kings. He didn't score. He's the only guy not to score. Gets a game winner and gets that moment with LeBron. And you're just like,
But it's also because there's no other positive stuff going on for Kings fans.
Of course.
And so they're going to have these things.
Just
it's
get it
gonna
out
microscope,
now. Yeah.
A microscopic
Which
view.
game was the All-Star game?
all of it.
Okay.
Well, the first three.
All right.
The first
the one
three.
I saw was...
Well, you should be used to it by now. The fourth quarter in Sacramento sucks. The fourth quarter of
There
the
we
All-Star
go.
game
I mean,
sucks.
baby steps, Whitey. What do you want here?
Well,
At least they
I was
competed.
promised USA versus
That's
the
your
world.
fault for not watching from jump. It's baby steps. I will say this. I'm sick and tired, and we're going to talk about this as well. Shot of Styles coming up 5 p.m. I'm sick and tired.
We got to workshop that name a little.
Well, no, we do not. I'm getting a little bit tired of all of the NBA players. It's like that meme from what's the show? Not Who Invited You, but I Think You Should Leave, where he goes, we're all trying to figure out who's doing this. And all the NBA players, Kawhi, KD, why don't we go back to East and West? We'll compete. We always were going to compete. We're here for a reason. Can you at least acknowledge that you've been selling it? Can you at least do that?
Yeah.
It's not even the NBA players' fault. All-Star games are an anachronism. They're dead. We
I
don't
know.
need them anymore.
And I do agree with you on
we
that,
need
Whitey, but unfortunately, it's the people at the top that they just want the money.
Right.
And that's
used to
why
be-
it is
yes,
so corporate.
Yes, it's for the networks and it's for the
Right.
players. It's supposed to be for the fans.
Right.
It's not. So we'll be going through this for 50 years. Well, how come the All-Star, how can they make it better?
Yeah.
They're done. They're dead. So I'm
know-
glad you liked it.
You know what we need it for? We need it for content, damn it.
Exactly.
And Whitey Gleason and Alan Styles got 4 hours?
Yeah, we'll
4
see.
hours?
Maybe more,
I don't know
baby.
if I could take 4 of Alan
No,
today,
just
but
keep
we'll
going.
see.
No, you're not.
you might
Look,
just
this is brewed
knock it out.
strong today.
Oh, don't worry, Alan. I spilled my coffee outside.
There
the
you
whole
go.
Thing, so.
We're a month into the show, and Kayla spilled 3 different
things.
drinks in 3
Not in
completely
here.
separate
Not in
locations.
Come on, Kayla.
Yeah.
Congrats on your endorsement, Matt.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Cover that. Tape that.
hey, I went to Costco and bought a box of them thinking there'd be like 10. There was like 40. So now I got nothing but
He's on a health kick, folks.
Insert product here. All right. Drive Guys taking over. Coming up next, Matt, Kayla, we're out of here. We're taking the break for 20 hours?
Yeah.
Math? 20 hours. We'll be back in 20 hours. 10 a.m. See you tomorrow. Matt and Kayla, Sactown Sports.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce